Oh, right. We're back.
Hello.
Yo, what's going on, Grae? How's it going, man?
Good, good. I hope you're okay as well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I guess, man, I guess you sent me like a list of a bunch of stuff to go over, and I'm like, holy shit, the Blue Beetle thing happened this week. I thought it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. A lot happened this week. That's why. It's like, yeah, I think I'll make a note that just like a lot of there's a lot of stuff we can cover.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everyone. Welcome back to the Project Eggroll. Hope you guys had a great week. If you guys haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share this with your friends. We are on our way to getting monetized. I believe we're almost at 1,700 watched hours. So slowly but surely getting our way up there. But yes, man, I guess the big news, like you said, was like this whole Star Wars stuff, right? Like Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars stuff that's been happening.
Yeah, they're doubling down on everything. Have you seen the Ahsoka trailer? Just
No, I
out of
haven't.
curiosity. Oh, you haven't? Okay. Yeah. It's like my first reaction is literally the same as the people at Geeks and Gamers. It's like we have the exact same impressions. Like, yeah, they're going. Yeah, they're doubling down. Bob Iger wasn't kidding. He's like, we're
Yeah.
doubling down on the woke, guys. We want to double down on the woke.
Yeah, so this is from earlier. Alec Baldwin's finger, yo, what's going on? Hope you're doing well, dude. And Booming Bob, yo, what's happening? But yeah, I think a lot of things that are happening right now is they're going really hard with like every single character that's like every single Star Wars character is basically going to be like female. Like, look, I think overall, in terms of equality, I don't see too much. I wish they have like a little bit like a mix. I don't see too much of a bad thing where I'm like, okay, you can have a bunch of female leads and stuff like that. But the thing is, are they good? Are they going to be good? I think that's the uh big thing, right? And I think if you're gonna silo a lot of your male characters, like sometimes, yes, you're going to deter a lot of your male audiences. But the thing is, I read an article a long time ago, and basically how they determine whether or not a movie will do good is they will basically have like early screening and or like a test screening
Hmm.
for lack of a better term for demographics between 18 and I believe 32. And if the males didn't like it, then it's not going to do well. That was the actual thing. So what happens is that if between the age of 18 and 32, if the movie does not do well with the males, then the movie's going to suck. Or in terms of like, even though the story is really good or something like that, it's just if it does not catches the guy's attention, they won't watch it. The thing is, the males would actually bring their female partners to go watch it. Majority of the time, when the females go watch the movies, they're not like, "Oh, let's go watch this movie, this rom-com, right? Let's go watch this romantic comedy. Let's go watch this horror movie and stuff like that." But if the guy goes to watch it, then that'll predict the movie will be good. But it's I I don't know how I feel about all of these like strong woman stuff, and I guarantee fucking to you, if that does come out and the movie bombs, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's all male misogynistic. Oh, the reason why I got bad reviews is because all these freaking straight white males' fault."
Yeah, it's a TV series. Ahsoka's gonna be a TV series. It's gonna come
Oh,
out
okay,
August. Yeah, it's like
okay,
yeah, I'm reading chat right now. So it's like half of me thinks that the reason why it's full of female protagonists is maybe it was set up by Rebels, which I think what's
mhm,
being implied by chat. But on the other side, I think they took it still a bit too far with regards to having all female diverse lead. But yeah, then the villain is a straight white man. It's just-
of course,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's like that's my first impression anyway. But chat can correct me on that if there are stuff that I didn't see. But that's how I felt with the Ahsoka trailer. If
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I probably will check it out, but unless we want to watch it on
Yeah,
on
hopefully
stream.
nothing we don't get any strikes because of that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. So for Booming Bob for Ahsoka, you can argue that the woman thing, but this was hinted at the end of Rebels, so it makes sense. But how the trailer did was odd. Yeah, straight blue man. All right, so let's go ahead and jump onto this article from Bounding the Comics. and this is from I believe this was earlier today, actually. Kathleen Kennedy spins new narrative for Star Wars. Quality is always everything. Uh, okay. In my opinion, I think most of the Star Wars stuff, like at least from Mandalorian and stuff from Andor, has been looking pretty good. I think the visuals are very pleasing.
Yeah.
I think the characters look really good. Some of the stuff, like I said, the seaweed salad man from the last episode of
Yeah.
Mandalorian was sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
weird.
Episode 5. Yeah.
But for this episode, most recently for this episode of Mandalorian, they had like they went into the droid bar, right? And the
Mhm.
cool thing is that if for the people in the chat, if you guys haven't gone on the Star Tours ride in the Disney parks before they revamped it to what it is now. The older versions, the pilot wasn't a three. It was supposed to be like this little like funny looking droid that has like an oval head, but I believe they since retired that. But that was actually shown in the bar here, so that's like a cool Easter egg.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so Lucasfilm Kathleen Kennedy recently put up a new spin for Star Wars while trying to hype up new films and television programs. Speaking with IGN's Alex Steadman during Star Wars Celebration 2023, there was a Star Wars celebration?
Yeah, yeah. That's why the news came flooding in about Star Wars. It's because of this event, this celebration.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like I don't really know when Star Wars
Yeah,
Celebration is.
yeah.
It probably
I don't
made
even.
sense.
Just that it came out in my YouTube feeds. So, oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
There's a Star Wars celebration. Then, yeah, the rest, the woke articles followed.
Yeah, it would probably make more sense if like the Star Wars Celebration came on like May the 4th or something.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing, what I find odd is when Jay and the others at Geeks and Gamers mentions that a lot of these what they're saying during this event, a lot of them doesn't come to fruition. Like a lot of them gets canceled, which is kind of
That makes
strange.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's supposed to be like a Rogue Squadron TV series, but it didn't push through either. Stuff like that.
That would have been cool if they had that.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yeah, but yeah, like I think like D23 is like the Disney Expo where I think that happened already. That's when they announced a bunch of like the slate for Marvel and then the stuff for Disney and then also Star Wars, I believe. But mostly for Marvel, since Marvel doesn't have their own convention. Like I think Marvel is big enough to have their own convention, but I wonder how many people are going to actually be hyped for that kind of stuff. So it makes sense for them to actually do it on D23, right? See, Kathleen Kennedy asked, "I just want to see if there's any major hope that you want to strive for in this kind of new era of Star Wars that you just announced today." Right? Kennedy replied, "It's as I said. I think quality is always everything. We want to tell resonating stories that really speak to what Star Wars is. I don't really want it, and none of us want it to become like everything else. We want it to be something that continues to live up to the expectations of the fans. And that's the most important to all of us." So if she just said that, I think that makes sense. Like we want to honor the past. God, that giant toe is ruining everything. But if we honor the past, right? And we honor what George Lucas handed off to her, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye and said anything. But the fact that we have that and we have a bunch of stuff that's coming out, like with like, there's basically no female no male led, and
Male.
everything's
Yeah.
all female now, like, right, because she actually came out wearing a shirt, like, and she basically, like, her white shirt says, "The Force is female," right? She has this type of agenda already from the start, right?
Yeah.
Ever since she got a hold of Star Wars.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm not sure if you saw the screenshot or part of the. Yeah, you probably didn't. The Star Wars celebration. So there's a new timeline already.
Mhm,
What's this latest order? The new order, the new empire. I forgot
mhm.
in the main time. So there's a new timeline now. The new Jedi Order. So the timeline after that, which is what Rey is supposedly gonna establish. So
Oh,
Rey's
man.
gonna establish the new Jedi Order. So
I thought
that's
we
the
were done with that trilogy, but I guess we're gonna continue milking the
yeah.
original Skywalker franchise. Like can we just let that like the Skywalker like saga right? The Skywalker
Yeah.
saga from episode 1 to episode 9. Can we just let it die? Right? Can we just like finish it? All right. That it is what it is. We're not gonna try to continue with this, but who else has ties with Luke Skywalker, right? And I bet you they're gonna have Mark Hamill as a Force ghost, me talking to her constantly, right? It's going to be like that. Let's see. So this is from Sailor Mercury. That Ryan Johnson a trilogy is never happening. Thank God. Thank God. Right? He completely ruined The Last Jedi, so that makes sense. See some booming Bob. Rogue Squadron got canceled due to Gina Carano. Wait, so wait, that was supposed to be a rebel thing? Like Gina Carano was supposed to be a part of the Rogue Squadron? That would have been pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. But it sucks. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I hope Palpatine comes back. Yeah. He basically comes out. He
Yeah.
rises like Jesus on Sunday. But yeah, man. It's look, The Last Jedi was straight dog water. It was awful. I didn't like it. There are some stupid moments that I hated. The whole Mary Poppins thing was really bad, and the whole Bo-Katan stuff. Like, of course, of course, everyone's basically going to say, "Oh, if you don't like it because it's female led, then you're
Then
a
you
bigot, you're a misogynist, right?" And it's like, dude, how about just give us good shit, right? Just give us good shit. God, why do you cut your hair? But it's like why don't you just give us good stuff, right? And then now you have like officially, like speaking of that, like now you have this one. Lucasfilm announces new Star Wars film that's focused on Daisy Ridley's Rey. Appears she will continue to completely supplant Luke Skywalker story. So I'm assuming she's gonna be like the new like
yeah.
Jedi master.
Yeah. The speculation is in the comment section. It's like what we wanted for Luke Skywalker, they're gonna put it on Rey. It's gonna be placed on Rey.
Oh man, dude. I bet. Okay, like is she gonna become like Darth Ray or something? I don't know.
Right?
Oh, it's I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed. Look, I I I just want entertaining stuff, but the thing is that like I did not like The Last Jedi. I did not watch The Rise of Skywalker, but I've seen clips. I've seen people
Yeah.
talking about it.
I actually think that is worse than The Last Jedi, in my
R-
opinion. I think the last one is worse.
mhm.
Like where Palpatine comes out of nowhere, and I don't even remember. I don't even remember the rest. That's all I know. Palpatine came out of nowhere. That's what I remember.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I think the sort of thing where like, oh, so I know that they're supposed to look for Palpatine or something like that, and then she steps on like a dagger. Or she runs into a dagger in the field, and she's like, "It's like, oh, this is the dagger, the Jedi dagger, or some shit." And then she aligns it on a mountain. It's like, there it is. Like it's so stupid. But yeah, man. Some Hayden. That's all we want. We just want some good stories and characters. Stop making everything agenda driven. Absolutely. I think I I think what they're trying to push forward, and this is going on for quite some time now, is they're just trying to hopefully put out as much garbage out there as possible. And hopefully something sticks. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't, you're just gonna blame the fans, right? You're
Mhm.
just, oh, it's your fault. The reason why Star Wars is doing really shitty is because all the male misogynists. And it's like, no, if the movie is good, people will watch it, right? Like
Mhm.
if you think about it, right? There are more people who are less open to the idea of like, oh, inclusivity back then, right? You're talking about even back then, like
Yeah.
back in the like 80s, right? The people went to go watch Alien and Aliens, which was Sigourney Weaver. She was leading the entire thing. So are you saying that people are still like shitting on that? No, like people love those movies. People revere those are highly revered as one of the best like sci-fi like space alien movies. Oh man, it's just this is really sad in my opinion. Like I yes, if Star Wars isn't already dead, they're literally like, "Oh my god, it's already dead." Basically, keep beating the shit out of this
Yeah.
dead horse. Hopefully,
Let's let's
I don't
milk
know,
what we
man.
can.
Yeah, they're basically blue milking the shit out of the Star Wars franchise. But yeah, it's I I'm not looking forward to it. I think these are all the same images, but it's I don't know. I think Star Wars Darth Darth what's it called again? Ray will be pretty funny. Look, if they bring back Jar Jar as Darth Jar Jar, I think just it's like I think Star Wars is a complete meme now. I think it's a joke. Especially what happened with the most recent episode of Mandalorian. I it's yeah, she's basically she's the main character now,
Yeah.
right? And it's not like they the show wasn't called Din Djarin, right? It wasn't called that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
It's
So
the
they're
man.
like, well, it's called Mandalorian. So
Rian.
anyone who's a
Can
Mandalorian could be the main character.
yes. Yeah.
So
It on the back of my mind, it's like I think they're going for that angle because it's called Mandalorian, so they could just easily just point it at anyone because
mhm,
anyone can be a Mandalorian.
yeah. It's like I don't know. Like I watched an article earlier, not an article, like an interview talking about it. And while we're on the topic, might as well just fucking talk about the show, right?
Yeah.
m- like um like like I saw images and some clips early, and I'm just like, okay, Lizzo and Jack Black are in it. Like this is pretty. It's gonna be really bad. Like I don't like Lizzo's music. I think Jack Black is probably only good in like
Yeah,
one or two movies.
I'll when I made that video review on the I had to research who Lizzo was. I didn't know who she was.
So if you don't know who Lizzo is, chat, Lizzo was the bomb that we were gonna drop in Russia. But the thing is that the left got super pissed because so there was this meme that went online with a bunch of like politicians saying that we're gonna drop the Lizzo bomb on you, right? Because she's so big. But the thing is that I think her acting, like joking aside, I think her acting is it's fine. I think Jack Black's acting is fine. I think bringing in Christopher Lloyd was pretty cool, but the thing is, I think this episode completely jumped the shark in terms of what the story is, and completely like this is the whole thing of subverting your expectations, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's like oh shit, this shit again, right? But like, uh, okay, let's go ahead and watch this video. Let's see if we can.
Where did you get that armor?
This armor has been in my family for 3 generations.
Who is the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
right, at this point. And so I think it could be anyone. And I think that's what they're trying to define.
There it is, man. He just fucking said it.
We've been on, the journey of the show. And now that we're at this point, is that what does that title mean? And I think now with Bo possessing the dark saber, I know that there was a lot of expectations that might have shifted both in terms of what it meant for Din Djarin, but also for Bo, and what does it mean? Who is the Mandalorian, right, at this point? And so I think it could be anyone, and I think that's what they're trying to define in many ways, is what does that mean to be Mandalorian?
Well, yeah, basically a complete bait and switch in terms of what they did. It's a complete bait and switch. They're like, "Oh, remember like you thought that Din Djarin was the main character? No, actually this was all to set up Bo-Katan." But the thing is that Bo-Katan is already established as one of the characters in the animated 3D animated show, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. Yeah, I've been told by in the comments like
Mhm.
Bo-Katan was already built established on Clone Wars and Rebels.
Oh
Because
yeah,
like
okay.
I was pretty critical on the episode where the pterodactyl or whatever that creature was called that got the child. I was pretty critical on Bo-Katan being
Mhm.
such a girl boss there. Then people were
Yeah.
telling me like, yeah, Bo-Katan is already established character.
Yeah, you guys are revealing your deep-rooted massage. Yeah, joking aside, just Star Wars is dead. Yeah. Man. Like the thing is that I didn't grow up in that Star Wars craze in the late 70s, right?
Mhm.
And like the early 80s. So I feel the people that I feel really, really bad for are the hardcore die hard Star Wars fans. Like especially the ones who grew up watching it in like the early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's it definitely makes me feel really bad for them. And
Mhm.
but I know that they're they're that the people who are like in charge of it, the people who are like they're basically loving this shit, right? It's like, look, they're like, oh man, you know, oh, you guys thought that you can make fun of Lizzo saying how she's fat and you know she's saying body positive. Look, it's not good to stay fat, okay? With the number one killer of
Yeah.
people is heart disease, okay? It's like, are you gonna clog your arteries? You know, body positive Lizzo and stuff like that. Look for people who love her music and stuff like that. I don't you want to make sure that she's alive to make more
Yeah.
music? And I remember I saw her on a commercial, I think for like Uber Eats or something, or Postmates or something like that. She was literally in a bathtub and she was like, I'm gonna order cherry ice cream. She presses this and like a bunch of cherry ice cream falls from the sky. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You're like promoting like a unhealthy lifestyle. But
Yeah.
yeah, I asked my wife, like, what do you think about Lizzo and Jack Black being in The Mandalorian? She's like, what's the reason for it? I was like, I told him like, you know, these two are just basically royalty, and you know, and for some reason, like she like knights Grogu,
Yeah.
and she's like,
I didn't point that out. Like he literally Grogu did literally nothing in this episode, yet he got knighted for some reason.
yeah, yeah. Let's see. I thought her acting was horrible. Jack Black didn't seem to fit either. Yeah, I think she didn't. Yeah, it didn't fit. Like her, definitely. Like when I first saw her, I'm like, I was like, especially when she was walking, she looked like she was a penguin. She was like waddling. She's like, she's trying to look. Look, I'm sorry, but being this obese is very bad for you. Hopefully, people can find a way to force her to lose weight because it's just setting a very bad example. But overall, I thought this episode was pretty bad. What pissed me off, one of the most the thing that pissed me off the most was probably this scene near the end, where he gives her the dark saber.
Mhm.
Right, this shit pissed me off the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can get past the Christopher Lloyd bait and switch for a bad guy. I can get past Jack Black and Lizzo. Like that stuff's like, okay, sure, whatever. You're just trying to like put some, you know, popular famous people in there. But the fact that this shit happened at the end, you're like, oh, now she has the dark saber, right? She's like, oh, she's basically the like you said, Grae. What'd you say before the stream started? Like, look at him
Yeah.
on the side.
Yeah, look at Den. He's literally on the side. Then they're zooming into Bo-Katan.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's see. Ever since Victoria Alonso, Disney's been obsessed with mantles, how everything is just a title or a mantle. Yeah, right. They did this shit with what's it called again? A Terminator as well, right? With Dark Fate, because they're
Yeah.
saying that the leader of the resistance is just a title, right? Anyone could be the leader of the resistance. But look, I'm fine with that, but that shit has to be earned, right? And even in the recap earlier, it's like, oh, I cannot have the dark saber is because I need to win it in battle. But there's some stupid shit. It's like, well, actually, it was taken from me, and then she defeated the bad guy that took it from me. Therefore, by the transitive property, that's math, all right? Because I'm Asian, so I know that shit. Just with the transitive property, now Bo-Katan is the rightful owner of the Darksaber. You can lick my ass, man. You can't just take it, right?
Yeah,
They even did this
yeah.
shit in Harry Potter. Hey, go ahead.
Yeah, and they just believed him. What if he just made that up? Right? What if he just made up that story? Why wasn't like they purposely dumbed down Din in the succeeding episode just so they can fit in that cheap narrative? And to think
Yeah.
that they spent the end of season 2. Do you remember Moff Gideon, Giancarlo Esposito? He went
Yeah.
on a really long explanation on why that cannot be. like it's like even I as much as I really like Giancarlo Esposito, but I felt that exposition was way too long. Then all
Yeah.
of it you just throw it out of the window here. All of that goes away.
Yeah, like so going back to the what's it called again? You're 100% right. But going back to the Harry Potter thing. So do you remember did you watch the Harry Potter movies?
It's been a while, but yeah, I did. I went through all of them.
So for the folks who are in the chat who don't remember or who has never watched it, there's this move called Expelliarmus, right? So you disarm them, you disarm the other wizard or the witch's wand. And what happens is that once you do that, that wand will listen to you, right? So they explained this in the movie. I'm pretty sure they explained it more in the books. So that's the reason why when was at the beginning of what's that called again? The movie for, I believe, the Deathly Hollow. Um he said that the wand doesn't listen to me. Like Voldemort says the wand does not listen to me is because what's that called again? Because he basically jacked it, right? He basically graved robbed Dumbledore, took his wand and used
Yeah.
it as his own, but it's basically like you're probably using like 80% of the power versus the 100%. You're like, fuck, it's not listening to me. I can't use this full potential. So he thought that Severus Snape, just because he killed Dumbledore, that means the wand belongs to him. But no, the reason why is because it was disarmed. So the first person that disarmed Dumbledore right before he died was Malfoy, Draco Malfoy. He Expelliarmused him, and then Harry Potter Expelliarmused him, Draco Malfoy. So that's why transitive property, Harry Potter is the rightful owner of the wand. So in this one, they could have just been like, oh, but because it was taken from him, it wasn't won in a battle, it wasn't challenged or anything like that. It was just taken. Technically, the blade still does not belong to her. But I don't think Star Wars and Lucasfilm gives a fuck about that. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
technicality, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like you said, they went on this whole exposition, this whole explanation with Moff Gideon in the end of
Yeah.
season 2. They just completely like, oh, we don't care about that shit anymore. Remember that shit we mentioned? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely sad seeing
Mhm.
the show. I remember season 1 and season 2 were really good. Mm. I don't know, man. Let's see. Leader of the Resistance is fine, I think. As a mantle, Spider-Man isn't, Thor isn't, Darksaber needs to be a one in battle. They don't care about anything. Absolutely. I think they just want to, like, sort of what D&D did, right? To subvert expectations. It's like people are already liking the show, the first 2 seasons. So in the 3rd season, we're just gonna do whatever the fuck we want because we already have you by the balls. We already have your money, right?
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, it's very, very sad state. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, so this is for people who really into anime. Even something where a transition is built, like in All Might to Deku, there are still different characters, and Deku still has to earn it. Exactly, right? For all you weebs out there, we're talking about My Hero Academia, and the
Oh, okay.
power of the All
Yeah.
for One. I mean, One for All was passed down from All Might to Deku, but he can't just use it. He needs to earn it. Is because his body is not ready for it. So that's the reason he needs to train. And the thing is that she's like, oh, I just got it. It's mine now. It's given to
Mhm.
me. And it wasn't rightfully earned, and it definitely needs to be won in the battle. Right. Yeah, Draco owned the Elder Wand because he disarmed Dumbledore, and then Harry disarmed Draco. So the wand answered to him, where Voldemort did killing. Yeah, he did the killing thought. Yeah, absolutely. And this one, they just like, oh, here you go. Here you go. Like this Darksaber is so fucking important, and he just hands it off to her. And even just the previous in the interview that we saw, it was it was there was no, you didn't see Pedro Pascal. It was just Katie Sackhoff just sitting next to him. It was like why is she there? Why is she the main character? Right?
Mhm.
But Grae, I know your favorite part. I know your favorite part's right here. This this part, I know your favorite part is this part right here. This part this part right here. Where this part was so weird, man.
The
This is the
thumbnail.
weirdest part.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Literally, they could have just made like a pirate or people marauding some innocent people, and then they step in and then they just shoot everybody. That literally would have been better. That literally would have showcased like Bo-Katan's elite army, elite troops showcasing their strength, rather than this weird Romeo and Juliet subplot. Like, yeah, it's like they literally just give, okay, we're no match for these guys. Okay, we got to split.
Yeah, I thought this whole opening scene was completely useless.
Yeah, it was.
Look, I'm not sure if these are animatronics or anything like that. It's so weird, is because you have them. They were like they're like her tentacles, because she's this one, right? The
Yeah,
females.
her tentacles was all over him.
I could totally see them or we're gonna get super rated R." Chat. He's like, "Hey baby, remember that thing that you do with your tentacle in my butthole? Do it again." Yeah, because she literally has like 4 tentacles that goes up his face and touches him, right? I'm like, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
But,
I-
but yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I think I should have titled the thumbnail "It's a Trap" because I think it's the same race.
Oh man, it's super weird. Like I thought this whole opening scene was super useless. And look, I I do really like Christopher Lloyd. Back to the Future, he's Doc
Yeah,
Brown,
yeah,
but like over here, I'm like, okay, sure. But like what real yeah, definitely what someone said earlier in the chat, like what really brought me out of it was definitely what's it called again? Jack Black and Lizzo. It really like I'm like, whoa, what the hell? Like, look, I don't know, like when I first saw he's like, "Hey, can I carry the baby?" Right? She's like, "Can I carry the baby?" And then Din is like, "Nah, he won't do that." And she literally like grabbed something like a piece of meat or a piece of food off her plate, and he jumped over. I thought that she was gonna eat him. I thought she was gonna eat Baby Yoda. Oh man. Why? Yeah. So it's why is Bowser in Star Wars? But but yeah, man.
yeah,
This episode's probably the
yeah,
worst.
yeah. I'm just there's I also read that this morning. There's some comments here also in chat about Pedro Pascal. It's
Mhm,
like it got so many upvotes too. It's like I'm not sure what Pedro Pascal's politics are, but a lot of people seem to dislike it about his takes on certain things. And
mhm.
that yeah, people are saying that he's hard to work with, he's barely on the set. And yeah, according to comment chat right now, it's like his helmet, it's him who wants to take out the helmet.
Mhm.
So yeah, I there's that's also the upside, I suppose, if you're on that camp where you don't really like Pedro Pascal. So it's if you don't like Pedro Pascal, oh, it's good. He's getting cucked on his own show. So I
Mhm.
don't know the truth about that. I haven't really done any research, but that's what I'm seeing most and many YouTube comments.
So I do not like Pedro Pascal. And so the reason why okay, look, I like him when he's acting. I don't like him,
Yeah.
right? So I like him as the Viper. I like I I like him as Oberyn Martell. I loved him as
Hmm.
Oberyn Martell. I was super
Hmm.
fucking pissed off when he died. And I do like him as Joe, he's okay. And I
Yeah.
do like him as Mando. His politics otherwise are pretty fucking weird. Like he wants, J6 people to be like freaking all of them to be like either executed or go to jail. People who are basically pro Trump are basically on basically need to be thrown in a gulag right away. Like he basically said
Oh.
something along those lines, and then of course you have Gina Carano, who said, "I think we should treat our neighbors fairly and nicely so we don't repeat ourselves." And then she gets fucking removed and canceled. And versus at the same time, Pedro Pascal posted something along the line of, "Oh, J6 people needs to all go to jail, and we should all go over there and like, get rid of all of them." And he's still employed is because he's along the lines of Disney. He's basically like, extremely woke, and just based off how he dresses regularly, he's pretty woke. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he makes sure that what his politics are. Yeah, he's in line with Disney. Absolutely, absolutely. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Pedro's a libtard. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's basically like Trump derangement syndrome. He hates anything that has to do with like conservatives and stuff like that. Yeah, Pedro was great in Narcos. I haven't seen Narcos, but I heard Narcos was really, really good, really, really good. But
Yeah, the early seasons was okay, like season 1 and 2. Yeah.
mhm,
The Pablo Escobar story, I think that was pretty good.
mhm. Let's see. This is from Cinema Mercury. I don't like Pedro, so I don't mind him being sidelined. I just with Bo-Katan was more interesting as a replacement. Like I don't know too much about Bo-Katan, like and how her character is in Clone Wars. Like like people Gray, have you watched the 3D animated show?
Not yet. I tried the first 2 episodes of the Bad Batch. I seem to be I'm okay with it so far. Though I've been reading comments that the latest ones aren't so good anymore.
Mhm.
But yeah, a lot of people really highly revere Clone Wars. Like Clone Wars is so legendary. It's like
Okay.
maybe we should take a look at it.
Yeah. Let's see. Some Hayden. Hey, it's fun hanging out with you guys. I'll stop by when I can. Have a good rest of your stream. Yo, thank you so much, Hayden, for stopping by, dude. Yo, take care, man. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, yeah, Pedro Pascal was good in Game of Thrones for sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed him in Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh shit,
Mhm.
this is all before like the whole crazy politics stuff came in. But yeah, yeah, this most recent episode, I would say this is probably the worst one for me. I think it's just because of what they did with like they basically sidelined Mando, Din Djarin's character, and I think like the other one with like the sort of story, like I forgot which episode, like 3 episodes ago, 2 episodes ago, the one they were talking about like how evil the Empire is. Like that one was like I thought that one was like the worst one. No, this one is like the worst one for me now.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah, see.
when it comes to Christopher Lloyd, like it I may have missed it. I didn't bother watching it again. He didn't really explain why he wanted a separate state? Did he? Did he explain? He didn't, right?
I all he said that he really liked what Count Dooku did or something like that, right? Like he
Yeah,
really like
that's it, right?
yeah, like he didn't explain too much. I wished he did. I don't know. I probably need to go back and watch it. But
Yeah, because
he basically said that like like this is this is not the Empire or something like that. And he's like, like I really liked what Count Dooku did,
yeah,
and just like and then
yeah, it's like
he shot him.
where I was coming from in my review was like you're every like rebellion stories have to have a good reasons. Like either your people are struggling, your people are starving, or you're being oppressed, or this government is extremely corrupt. That's where people can relate to rebellion stories. But here, everyone's so chill. Everyone's having literally a comfortable life because all the robots do the work, all the droids do the work. So people they celebrate parties every day, they eat every day. So what are
Yeah.
you complaining? What are you complaining about? Why do you need to make? What are you rebelling at? You have literally the perfect system, which is not
Yeah.
which is so out of place to begin with. But yeah,
Mhm.
what are you rebelling for? It didn't. I didn't get it. If ever it was explained in the episode, it didn't
Mhm.
register to me.
Yeah. You probably need to watch it again. Let's see. Clone Wars is the reasons the prequels are liked. Yeah, like I do know like they explain a lot between like what happened. Like I know Ahsoka was introduced in
Yeah.
Clone Wars. I remember I did watch that one scene where like Ahsoka heard like execute order 66 and you hear like people screaming over the radio. I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. It ties into the second and third movie. I'm like, that's really awesome. And
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I,
Like
I I I I don't know if I'm just stupid, but how did the Empire manage to enact Order 66? How did they manage to control everyone in that scale to be able to take
so
down the Jedi?
so I believe okay, look, I've only probably seen the prequels like probably once or twice. The chat will probably inform me or both of us
Yeah, chat
what the
probably knows.
story is.
Chat probably knows.
But according to what I know, Yoda basically was like trying to make like because it can't be Jedi's everywhere, so Yoda is like talking with like the council or some shit like that, and then they somehow were using I guess these clone troopers as like soldiers. So like
Yeah.
because there's so much stuff they need to do, so they will like use them and then sort of and like what they were doing was really good. So Yoda like fully trusted them to it. And I think Palpatine was in charge of that.
Ah,
If I'm
okay.
not
So it's like, yeah, Palpatine designed the chip in such a way that there's like a flip switch in each of them.
yeah, because they're all being controlled. Yeah, because they're all
Okay.
clones. But yeah,
Okay.
so it's basically execute order 66 like click, and then all of a sudden like
Okay.
because I remember watching they all just turned around and start shooting
Yeah,
everyone.
shooting all the Jedis.
Yeah, but yeah, I do need to go back and watch the original the prequel trilogy. Yeah. So see this is what yeah, so this one's from Dave. Yeah, chips in the clones' brains. Yeah. So Order 66 triggered the chips so that the Jedi were now considered evil. Oh, see, this is what the what the what those called again, those people that have a lot of money trying to do to us. Right? Elon Musk is like, oh, you got to use these. We got to implant a chip in your brain, and all of a sudden, execute order 66.
66.
God, and all of a sudden, like everyone becomes like freaking Greta Thunberg. Oh yeah. So yeah, the clones were basically sleeper agents. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That yeah, I need to go back and watch that again, man. Like,
Yeah.
I remember watching that and like I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, as Dave, the last message of Dave. Yeah, I'm in the second episode of Bad Batch. It's like it's this group of clones, or they claim defective clones. So the chips that were installed on them was not operating properly. So when Order 66 commenced, they did not take the order and they didn't know what was happening. So that's the interesting dynamic in their story.
How is Bad Batch? I haven't seen
It's
any of it.
it's actually pretty great. It's just that there are some the main cast is like stereotypically written. Like, you know,
Okay.
this guy is gonna betray you at some point. You know, this guy is like the strong but clumsy one, stuff like that. But in terms of overall story flow, it's great. It's like if you want a decent Star Wars story, then go watch it.
Okay.
So far,
All
so far, based on what I watched.
So this is from Sailor Mercury. Phantom Menace was my first theatrical movie as a kid. Damn. So damn, you must be pretty young then. I would say
It's
you're
one of
probably
it's one of my early ones too, admittedly. Phantom Menace.
so I'm just gonna sideline a little bit. My first theatrical thing that I watched might have been, I think it might have been Mortal Kombat 1. I think it might have been
Oh,
Mortal Kombat. Yeah. I watched that show with my dad. Yeah, and yeah, I think it might have been Mortal Kombat 1. And then I do remember watching what's it called again? Lion King with my mom. But let's see. The Clone Wars kind of make you feel bad for the clones watching it. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do know that a lot. Yeah, a lot of people like Clone Wars. So it's so how long is the series? How many episodes and seasons? I don't know. Like I might
long.
watch it because
It's
I like my brothers loved it.
I can take a look. I know it's pretty huge. But I think it's
Yeah.
only 20 minutes per episode, so that's the upside.
Mhm.
I think. Let me see.
Oh, it's not bad then. Let's see
Yeah,
some
yeah.
one of two. So Dooku did with the separatists in Clone Wars was the same thing that the Empire did in the OT when the Empire finally dissolved the Senate. Let's see. And this is number two. Break up the galaxy into smaller territories, giving power to local governors and making them check in the emperor. Ironically, this was more efficient in many cases and less
Oh,
red
okay.
tape.
It's not so bad. Yeah, as Booming Bob said, 7 seasons, 10
7
episodes.
seasons? Are there
10
like
episodes
20
each.
Okay,
10
that's
with around
70
20.
episodes.
Yeah. Each with
Se
20 minutes. 20 plus
Oh my
minutes.
god, 70 episodes? Oh, man. Oh, man. My first
20?
theatrical experience is the OG Jurassic Park. Yo, imagine watching Jurassic Park in the theaters. That would have been sick. Yo, it's Jay. Yo, what's going on, Jay? Hope you're having a good day, man. I believe you hit 78,000.
Oh,
Yo, congrats on
oh yeah.
78.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that's big.
Congrats on
Big.
the subs. Yeah, my mistake. 20 episodes
20?
per season. Yeah.
140 episodes.
It just didn't load in my phone. So when I check, it's 20 per season.
That's so much. That is so much to watch. Well, here's the thing. If it's good, it'll probably feel like it's a lot. It'll probably go by really fast,
Yeah.
right? Let's
That's
see.
that's how you know
Like
it's a good
around
show.
20 plus episodes, except the last one is 12. Last one is 12. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yo, okay. Yeah, congrats, man. That's big, huge numbers. That's freaking awesome, man. Congratulations. But yeah, it's oh man. I might watch it probably while I'm working. I'll just have it on in the background. That's what I did with a bunch of like TV shows when I used to work at the office. I'll have something on in the background and then I'll just watch it. But now I just have a bunch of like, geeks and gamers, like neurotic, like
Yeah.
I just have that stuff on in the
Yeah, it's
background.
either you watch other people's videos or streams, or if you've already watched them all for the day, or you feel like that's when you jump into the TV series.
Yeah. Let's see. It goes by pretty fast. I've watched Clone Wars total of 15 to 16
16
times.
times.
Damn, that's a lot.
You must really love it then if you watch it that
Maybe
many
it's not.
times.
All right. How about this? I'll give the first episode a watch, and if it hooks me, I'll continue watching it. Right? I usually give the episode I usually give a series like 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah. And if you're gonna continue watching it, it's good knowledge to have when the Ahsoka TV series comes out by August.
Oh man, oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna watch Ahsoka. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this because this pissed me the hell off when I saw it this earlier this week. And the thing is that I'm I'm not a big fan of Blue Beetle, but the thing is that
Mhm.
I really enjoyed his character because I watched Young Justice, right? And I love the Young Justice animated show. Yeah, Boba Tea, absolutely. I'm you got to represent the Asian community. All right. All right. So some bounding in the comics. New Blue Beetle trailer ends with George Lopez, Uncle Rudy saying, "Batman's a fascist."
Yeah.
All right. Before I continue, what do you think it's true that he's a fascist?
Well, number one, no. Then next is probably I've seen videos about other YouTubers talking about Chris Gore, though I didn't watch that exact clip that he said. It's like Chris says that this character, I forgot his name. This character was supposedly a conspiracy theorist. That's why
Mhm.
he said Batman's a fascist. But in my opinion, even then, even if the way you marketed that statement, you intentionally stopped at the very last moment. So you were trying to cause outrage intentionally, even though if eventually it's not going to be true.
Mhm.
Like you went out of your way to really outrage people just for your identity politics, which is a shame because I kind of without that statement, I would have liked the trailer. I would have liked the trailer if you took out that statement on its own, especially
Yeah.
the part when he brings out the sword. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he can do that stuff. Wow, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I guess this is like the third, if I'm not mistaken, third or fourth like Blue Beetle. So according to Blue Beetle, it's basically this is like an alien nanotech. And I'm not sure if the voice. I think the voice is a girl in this one, but I believe in the TV show, the Young Justice, it was a guy, right? It's a guy
Okay, I
voice.
I only knew about Blue Beetle in Justice 2. Like
Okay,
he was one of Batman's retainers, along with this red guy, like Magma Boy, Lava Boy. I forgot, but he's paired with another hero. But yeah, he's
yeah.
kind of just like a sideline character there.
So the thing is that the I guess that's this like artificial intelligence like thing that's attached to his back. So it's permanently attached to his back. You cannot remove it. So it basically has a mind of its own. So it's like, oh, he's like, hey, I think that person's a bad guy. He's like, and then the Blue Beetle will be like, oh, do you want me to kill it? I can kill it right now, very easily. He's like, no, 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 no. If we have to go to the court of law, it's like, come on, man, we can kill it. It'll be easy. So it's like, it's basically like very like gunning for that kind of like vigilante things. If this person's a bad guy, we need to take him out, no matter what. Like
Mhm.
like we can just blow him up. So that's the reason why it's like you can see him like earlier when he got the costume, he starts like doing crazy shit. He cuts a bus in half or some shit like that. And surprisingly, nobody died on a bus because nobody stands on a bus, right? No, everyone sits down, right?
Yeah,
Nobody stands in the
yeah,
middle.
yeah.
But, so let me actually read some of the what's it called again comments. So I posted on Facebook. I think I talked about it earlier. Basically, I said calling Batman a fascist, no thanks, right? And then I have a person said, when Homeboy makes a name for himself, beating up on the underprivileged and the mentally ill, it's easy to understand why some folks feel that way. Shrug, right? And another person said, he is, but it's okay sometimes, laugh out loud. Read White Knight by Sean Murphy, excellent Batman run with a guy who draws like a beast, right? And then it's just he it's sort of like if you want to get super technical with it, but the thing is that the people that he's beating up, he's not like killing them, right? He's basically, I'm gonna put you have mental issues, I'm gonna put you in an asylum.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but the thing is that look, I understand if you want to play semantics and like you want to get super super like meta with it, but the thing is Batman is your number one selling comic book or comic book hero from DC. right? And you are literally shitting on his name. And you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's sort of like imagine saying Spider-Man's a little cuck bitch, right? And like
Yeah.
one of like the new up and coming Marvels. And then you have what's it called again? I don't know, like Miss Marvel saying that, yeah, I heard Spider-Man's is a piece of shit. And it's like, what? Why the fuck would you say that? Why would you say that? But yeah, so but if what's it called again? I guess his George Lopez is he's playing Uncle Rudy. If he is supposed to be like a conspiracy theory kind of person, like maybe you need to watch more of it. But overall, I thought the show, not a show, but the movie looks okay. It looks fun. I can get past the CW was a 3D.
Yeah.
And the story is very generic, and it's I don't know, it seems very try hard, and it seems extremely like edgy. He sounds super super
Yeah.
edgy.
Yeah. But
But
yeah, I mean that's my expectation too. Honestly, it's okay. It's like your freeze your brain kind of movie. But then yeah, you had to
Mhm.
make that last statement, kind of
Yeah.
ruined it all.
So what's it called again? I need to correct my statement what I said on Twitch, but this is not a part of the James Gunn verse. It's
Ah,
not a
okay,
part
okay,
of
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing.
I asked you that. Yeah.
Yeah. So no one's actually going to give a shit about this. It's because it's not
Okay.
part of the larger expanded universe that James
Yeah.
Gunn's trying to provide. Right. So it's in my opinion, I think I think a lot of people were like upset over it. Like Batman is probably my favorite DC hero. I consider myself like a Batman fanboy. Like if you look at all my like all my art, like most of it is like DC and like Batman stuff. But yeah, it's definitely sad. Let's see. Let's see. The trailer looks like your standard superhero origin film. It shows Jaime Reyes receiving the blue scarab and looks like was some kind of corporate espionage gone wrong event. And from there, he struggles to figure out how the blue scarab works with him, traveling up into space and then quickly crashing down before deploying a pair of wings, just as he was about to make impact in the body of water. Okay, and if you didn't know, I believe Susan Sarandon, her character, I according to what I heard, she's supposed to be like this warmonger. Like she loves war, and she's like part of the war industrial complex that like works for the government, right? And that's why she's like, "Oh, give me that," because like she loves war. So this is sort of talking shit about what people who loves war, and so she's basically trying to portray that as
Yeah.
her character.
Yeah.
But
I think there's an article about her too, but I forgot about. I think Yellow Flash talked about her.
mhm.
It's kind of like going through the white supremacist thing again. I think
Yeah,
something along that line. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I think overall, I think it's okay. I think I'm not a big fan of George Lopez. What's it called again? I I was I was at an FFL the other day, and I was talking to one of the people at the counter about the Blue Beetle stuff, and he says that I hate George Lopez. I'm like, why? Like, I don't really like him in general, but why do you hate George Lopez? And he said that he found out that whenever he's doing like a stand-up comedy at a venue, he would like go on and say, you cannot book any like Mexicans or like Latinos in this venue other than me. If you if you do, then I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do stand up in your venue. So it can only be me. So
Okay.
he's like,
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty.
Yeah. I'm inclined to believe you because there are some. I read some comments about him. It's like not he's not what he doesn't represent the Latino people. I think that's the comment. People are saying he's overrated. He's not what people. It's not what the people perceive him to be. A lot of it's like there's a lot there are a lot. Yes, yeah. As he mentioned, he has some dirty laundry that apparently some people are speaking out against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but the thing is that this is not the the main thing that 100% that will tank this movie. This one, this article right here is the one that will tank the movie. It's from Breitbart.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like I said, chat, whether you like Breitbart or not, it's still considered a news outlet. So let's go ahead and read this. DC's Blue Beetle director tweets, then deletes post wishing for Donald Trump's assassination. Okay, you did not. So I believe this happened earlier this week or last week or something like that when the trailer dropped. I believe he deleted it.
Yeah, he
Right?
deleted it right when people were because he wouldn't shut up on Twitter. So it's like, people kept digging on him because of that. It's like, oh, look what I found. Then he
Yeah.
deleted it.
Well, you gotta lay in the shit you made, man. So the DC, let's see, the Warner Brothers DC universe of comic book movies is about to welcome the opening of Blue Beetle, but fans are not welcoming a tweet by the film's director, Angel Manuel Soto, who said he hopes Donald Trump is assassinated like President Abraham Lincoln. Soto's tweet is from 2018, resurfaced on the eve of the release. So yeah, this is really recent. He just deleted it.
Yeah, because it was about to be called out. So yeah, he deleted it. That's the
Yeah.
reason why.
Okay, so let's see. At the time, Soto wrote, "The only thing I hope Trump has similar to Lincoln's presidency is the way it ended." Wow, that now this guy has extreme case of Trump derangement syndrome. Like this
Yeah.
guy is like he basically hates. He probably thinks that every person that rioted or went up to the Capitol in January 6th, he probably thinks all of them should be exterminated. Probably executed or some shit like that. Right? There are these people who are extremely like deranged when it comes to like being on the party that thinks they're correct, but being on a party that espouses these crazy things, but at the same time saying that we should tolerate one another, right? The party of tolerance, we should tolerate people, but not anymore. Man, so this is the tweet. It looks like it's been deleted. So this is from Lofty Pixels. This Blue Beetle director checks out ... Right? That's crazy. Right. As soon as the tweet was noticed, Soto deleted it at about 4 a.m. on April 4th, a few hours after it was reposted. That is not only radical left-wing tweet that the director posted. In 2018, Soto tweeted that Puerto Rico is a slave colony to the United States, bounding at it. And then it appears that Soto objected to Donald Trump's election, writing, "You must be the dumbest piece of shit top across Twitter right after Trump. How stupid can you be?" Right? Puerto Rico is a slave colony to the US. Your passport was imposed on us, so there is nowhere else to go after. I don't know what that means. Your country shits on my land and blame us for the stink, you fuck. Wow. This guy is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Right? And he goes out and says this right over here. Previously to work on Blue Beetle, Soto's Twitter feed was filled with expletive-laden rants against the United States, mostly in Spanish. Just in March, for instance, he tweeted, "America can dictatorship." Yeah. Look, imagine if someone on the right, like let's say if someone who's directing it was saying something like this about the left, like Obama bombed children. Obama killed a bunch of people in Yemen. He bombed Abdul Aman Awlaki and killed a kid just because he was trying to do something. He and bombed a shit ton of people at a restaurant, even though we're not at war with Yemen. Imagine he said that, because that what I said is actually true. Obama did kill children, but the thing is that he's on the right side, according to a lot of these crazy unhinged people who are online, right? He's on the right side of history, according to what they think. So it's okay, right? I think a lot of people just jumps on a bandwagon of just hating Trump. Like if you think about it, a lot of these people who hate Trump used to be big fans of him, right? A lot of people who hate Trump used to be, I really liked, the pageant, the Miss America pageant. I really, really liked the Apprentice, the TV show that Trump was doing. And all of a sudden, when he became president, everyone just hates him. And I think
Yeah.
they hate him. Like if you don't jump on a bandwagon of hating him, then they're just gonna call you out saying that you're a piece of shit. Me even just bringing up that Obama bombed kids will probably trigger them, and probably want me to be thrown in a gulag. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this guy is just yeah, like a crazy like Trump derangement. I don't know, man. Like how like it's funny that he deleted it, but you know the internet's forever.
Yep.
do, I don't know, man. Do you think this guy? How do you feel about this guy?
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't know if he directed any other films before this. Maybe this is for his biggest one. Probably it's his biggest one. It's like uh maybe he got it over his head when he became the director of this. Because like he was when that trailer released, he was like he was even riding on it. He was even proudly proclaiming about the Batman as fascist. Like he was trolling people who were outraged by it, stuff like that. Apart from
Mhm.
this tweet. It's just that yeah, maybe because he felt like I'm now a director of a DC film, so I'm a person with status now. Then because of that,
Mhm.
people started digging into your past. Like if you just shut up about it, it's like you wouldn't it wouldn't have gone this far. You wouldn't have been exposed like this, in my opinion. So yeah, it's I don't know. There's I don't know if it's like human nature, like just because you got into you got a big project or you got into a certain position, it's like you feel like you're above so many other people.
Mhm.
A lot of people are like that for some reason, and yeah, he's one of them. He's one of those kinds of people. And yeah, now it backfired because of all of your unhinged tweets in the past. Yeah, I think he's getting what he deserves.
But do you think he it's I don't think do you think anything's gonna happen to him though? I don't think
Uh
so.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Honestly, it's like there's gotta be something new that comes up now. Given stuff that's happening nowadays, there's probably someone. There's gonna be some tweet or someone says something that's equally or even more appalling than what he just said.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like oh hey, Wicked Virtue. Sorry, I didn't getting catches. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, yo, Lost Tales. How's it going, man? But yeah, so I can't believe TDS is an actual thing now. It's just mind blowing that someone could cause this much mental damage to an individual just by existing. Yeah, I remember when Mark Hamill, okay, as much as how many people love him, I love him as Joker, the voice of Joker, and I love him as Luke Skywalker in the original stuff. But he actually went after Trump's grandson Barron because I believe he was wearing a Star Wars outfit. I believe in 2016 or 2017 for Halloween, and I think Trump's kids posted a picture, and Barron was wearing a Star Wars outfit, and I believe like he basically like like how dare you don't ever wear my stuff or something like that, and he basically went after him.
I see. I
Yeah, he
see. I
went after
see.
Barron, and Barron's a kid. He didn't do anything, but the fact that you're even related to Trump, like during that time, Barron was like 12.
Oh God.
He was a
Okay.
kid, man, and Mark Hamill went after him, and I'm like, "Look, I don't care where you lie politically, like don't go after the kids, right? Don't go
Yeah.
after the kids, you know, they didn't do shit, let them be kids, you know, the fact that what you're just because this person is related to Trump, you're gonna shit on this little kid, like, that's pretty fucked up, and you're a grown ass man, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So, man, it's definitely sad. Let's see,
Yeah. So I imagine his fans also went after this. Also went
uh,
after.
so sorry, I thought I heard gunshots, but those are fireworks.
Okay.
Let's see, but yeah, people actually, like he's like, "Dude, that's too far." Like, people actually called him out, it's like, "Yo, that's too far, man. Like, you shouldn't have said that." Like, even people who hate Trump that I know, like, that hates him, like, like, when Trump got COVID, they're like, "Oh, man, I hope COVID takes him out." You know, like, people who are like that basically said, "Yo, don't go after his grandkid, man. He didn't do anything." But yeah, some guy, he said he sounds like he's never had an original thought in his life, which is never good for a director. Absolutely, man. I think a lot of these folks are just using people's talking points, right? Riding on the coattails of them being popular. You know, there are people who actually get popular on Twitter and get paid a shit ton of money for just hating on Trump. And that's what a lot of these main, you know, mainstream media does too, like a CNN and stuff like MSNBC. They just like if Trump's in the news, then let's talk about him, and then they're gonna get a shit ton of views and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it's definitely very sad, very sad. Yeah, it wasn't Baron, but it was Ivanka's son who was. Oh, so it wasn't Baron. So it's even a smaller kid. That's even worse, right?
Yeah.
That's even worse, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but gunshots. It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
I swear, Alec Baldwin's fingers never lies, and he. Oh shit! Yeah. But yeah, man, it's it's sad, you know. So you know, we can't just get a movie that's funny anymore. You have to put in politics. We have to put in you know, identity politics. We can't make movies that are just like fun anymore, right? And that's a very good segue to this right here. And this is from Bounding in the Comics. John Leguizamo says he refuses to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie because they did not cast any Latin actors. I was groundbreaking, and then they stopped the groundbreaking. Oh, okay. Grae, did you watch the live action Super Mario Brothers movie?
No. Should I?
It's probably one of the worst movies ever.
Yeah.
One of the worst movies ever. And it's not even as like it's so good, it's bad. It's bad. And even I watched it as a kid, and I knew it was trash. And the thing is, I had like a t-shirt for it, man. Like I watched it. I freaking VHS. So here's the thing. We had this thing called a black box, and it's basically you get that from the black market, and you basically plug your cable into it, and you basically watch all of these free, like pay-per-view, HBO, Cinemax. You can watch all that shit for free. It was super illegal back in the day. So what I would do is I would use my VCR, put in the videotape, and record that shit. So whenever a movie comes out on pay-per-view, I just record that shit, right? So we did that a lot as a kid, and we would watch this over and over again. I remember hating the shit out of it, but I liked it is because there was tiny things that I enjoyed, right? Like one of the things I forgot, they were at the counter talking to someone. He's like, "Name, please." My name is Mario. And he's like, my name is Luigi. Last name Mario. What? Yeah, I'm Mario, and that's my brother Luigi Mario. So their last name is also Mario. This is the most stupidest shit ever. Yeah, don't watch it. Don't watch it. You'll lose brain cells watching it, man. Don't do it. But yeah, so whether the result of the case of sour grapes or a general need to virtue signal, actor John Leguizamo has declared that he will absolutely not be seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie because the film does not star any Latin actors. First and foremost, they're Italians. Okay? So Mario and Luigi are Italians. So there should be no Latinx characters in this, right? Right. Basically, it's funny because like this Latinx thing is pretty cringe. But why? Here's the thing: if you have people who are good for the voice, other than fucking Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
right? Like who cares? The voices are good. I think you know, hearing the voice, I know a lot of people were like not liking what's it called again, Chris Pratt. But the thing is, who gives a shit? Why is he so pissed?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's pretty bad. Like, and the thing is, he's pretty bad in that role too. He didn't know how to act. You can tell like how young he is. He does not know how to act. But let's see. Leguizamo, who previously portrayed Mario's green-hatted brother Luigi in Hollywood's 1993 live-action take on the Nintendo icon, voiced his discontent with Nintendo's icon's latest silver screen outing while taking photos with fans on the streets of New York City. Approached by TMZ during his impromptu meet and greet, which occurred on the same day that the Super Mario Brothers movie released in theaters, Leguizamo was asked by the celebrity gossip outlet if he would be catching the film, to which he reported and declared, "No, I will not." Dave could have included a Latin character. Like I was groundbreaking, and then they stopped the groundbreaking. They messed up the inclusion. They disincluded. Just cast some Latin folk. We're 20% of the population, the largest people of color of group, and we are underrepresented. Oh my god, dude.
Oh god.
Oh man, see, it's so stupid. It's like, what? It's he's probably pissed that Illuminations didn't reach out to him. Hey man, do you want to play Luigi?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
probably
I
just salty
yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah, I can see why you would think that way because it's sounding that way for sure. The way
Yeah,
he's articulating
he's probably jealous.
it.
Oh man. Let's see. Leguizamo's reaction comes of no surprise given that the actor has been been critical of the Super Mario's movies lack of Latin talent. In 2021, shortly after the film's announcement, the actor took to his personal Twitter account to complain. So glad hashtag Super Mario Brothers is getting a reboot. Obviously, it's iconic enough, but too bad they went all white. No Latinx in the leads. Groundbreaking colorblind casting in original. Plus, I'm the only one who knows how to make this movie work script wise.
Oh really? Wow. That last
Oh my
line.
God,
Wow.
he is so jealous, right? But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Speaking of representation, why don't we have one for Chinese people?
Exactly.
Right?
I was gonna say that.
Why don't they have one for Chinese people?
Yeah,
I demand. Okay, here's the thing. Starting from today, I demand that everyone in the MSN and in Hollywood, we would like to be called chinks. Okay, I want to CHINX. Okay, we want to be inclusive to Chinese people. Okay, so we want to be called chinks. Okay, it's not racist. You can call us chinks all you want. Okay, we'll stop there. Oh shit. Okay. Uh, but anyways, but yeah, it's I think he's just sad and upset that he didn't get called, right? But here's the thing though, not everyone on the cast is white. I believe Toad is placed, it's not placed, but it's played by Keegan Michael Key. He's biracial, he's half black, right? Like, isn't that not something, right? So it's just
yeah.
what are you talking about, right? Let's see. China and India represent 1/3 of the Earth's population. Why isn't he his crying about their representation? Absolutely, it's because he just wants money. Because he
Yeah.
knows that this movie will make a shit ton of money. He
Yeah.
knows that this movie is going to do so well, and the thing is that it's not even released in Japan yet.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not released in Japan. I
Oh.
believe it's getting the Japan's release date is I think end of the month, like April
Oh,
20
okay.
something.
So it's
Yeah.
even gonna do much better than it is now.
Yeah. As a let this lame brain whine all he wants. Just another loony left loser. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. But yeah, the reason why he's sad is because as of right now, a Super Mario Brothers movie is doing really,
Dang,
really well with
96.
audience.
Dang, yeah,
Like I have a
96.
feeling why there are going to be people like John Leguizamo who's like let's say if he was a critic, official critic, right? He's gonna rate this as rotten, is because he feels that there's not representation, or oh, this movie is doesn't have to do, it doesn't have any woke propaganda, virtue signaling kind of shit in here. Are there trans characters in here, right? There's gonna be people who are actually gonna be being extremely critical of this movie because they didn't have any of that. Right. According to
Yeah.
so my sister told me that she watched it yesterday, and they asked her, did she like the movie? She said that it's a very good family movie. It was entertaining, very predictable movie, but fun nonetheless, right?
Yep.
And it's just I think that's how a movie should be. It should just be fun.
Yes. Yep.
It should just be, I don't know. It should always cater to the fan no matter what. Right?
Yes.
Right. So
Yep.
let's see. It's there's what's it called again? There's this one right over here. This is some of the rap, right? And sorry, Disney. Super Mario Brothers could cement Universal as the new king of animation. I think ever since Despicable Me came out. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
most of the movies that Illumination has came out with, and this is under Universal, has been
yeah,
really good.
yeah.
I don't know, like, have you watched like the Minions movie, The Rise of Gru, or any of the Despicable Me movies?
I think the first one. I think the first Despicable Me I did. But
Mhm.
there was a time Despicable Me was so crazy. It was like even here in the Philippines, like even my office mates in my first job, like they wanted to collect Despicable Me merchandise, Despicable Me toys, stuff like that. That's how hot it was back then when it was first released.
Mhm.
So yeah, if in my opinion, they kinda already are, especially nowadays. They're kind of like already the new king of animation because yeah, they know their audience. They're really catering to that audience and they're just giving them what they want. That's
Yeah.
literally all they're doing.
Yeah, like, what's it called again? I heard when the Minions movie came out, like, they had a, Minions, like, kids meal thing in McDonald's, and I heard there was a 3-hour wait in China for McDonald's, because they were in line trying to get the Minions a Happy Meal toy, which is insane, right? It's, it's pretty crazy, and the thing is that, the Minions is extremely big. Like, it's so
Yeah.
fucking popular, especially amongst the Chinese people, which is, like, where a lot of your money is gonna be coming from, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share this really quick. This is the box office history for entertainment movies for Illumination, right? So, Despicable Me came out in July 9th, all right? And it grossed, $543 million. Hop, I didn't watch. The Lorax, I didn't watch, but then you have Despicable Me 2, which made 975 million, and then Minions, boom, look at this shit right here, $1.1 billion. That's
Yeah.
a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
This is the shit that Disney wish they're able to
Yeah.
pull off.
Yeah. The way Yellow Flash said it, this used to be Disney. This used to be Disney's market back
Yeah.
in the day. Like if a Disney movie came out, it's like, oh shoot, a Disney movie is gonna come out. You know it's gonna be good. You know you're gonna love it. You know it's gonna be good. You know it's
Mhm,
gonna have good storytelling. It's gonna have really catchy songs and stuff like that. But now
mhm.
I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah,
Bananas.
I remember watching the Minions movie. Um, a lot of people loved it, and the thing is that I also catered to a lot of older people. Like, because did you watch the Minions movie, or you only watched Despicable Me?
I can't recall, but if I how many I've watched, but I'm sure I watched one of them.
So Min
I'm pretty sure the one with Gru in it. The one with
okay.
I think Despicable Me. The
So
Minions
yeah.
one, I'm not sure.
So the Minions is sort of like how the Minions came to be, right? So, according to the lore, the Minions universe, right? The Minions were actually alive, like, in prehistoric times. So they're alive when the dinosaurs. And it was basically all their fault that the dinosaurs died. It was all their fault that, like, they basically started, like, they helped with the pyramids and stuff like that. And they're just, wherever they go, they bring chaos. And so it goes all the way to, I think, the 1960s. And, like, they were in London, and they're actually, like, walking across the street, the same street that the Beatles were walking across. So it catered to a lot of older people because I think the Minions were set in the 60s and 70s. So it's right before they met Gru.
Mm, I
So
see. I see. Okay.
it catered to a lot of people who it catered to a lot of the boomers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't watch Despicable Me 3, and I didn't watch Minions Rise of Gru.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I didn't.
Despicable Me 3 made $1 billion, and Minions Rise of Gru made almost $1 billion. Holy shit. And they have Minions movie 1 and movie 2, and then Despicable Me 4. Yep.
Which is come out next year.
Yeah. This is yeah, like you said earlier, this is Disney territory. So they are not happy. Disney, yeah, like, I'm pretty sure Disney is, like, super pissed.
Yeah.
And, it's the thing is that it's easy to take, like someone said in the chat, it's actually very, very easy for you to take the crown away from Disney because a lot of the shit that they're coming out with right now is not enjoyable, right?
Yep.
If you look at it, right? Let me actually check out, what is, what
Yeah.
what's it called
And
again?
chat also meant I How to Train Your Dragon. I recall really liking that one. I watched the first two. I haven't watched the last one. I haven't watched the final one. But How
Yeah,
to
like
Train Your Dragon was also really good.
let's see. Like I what is that one? Buzz Lightyear. Lightyear, right?
Mhm.
Let's check out Lightyear. I want to see the numbers for this. All right, so
I know
this
it
is
didn't loss.
Lightyear's.
Yeah, it suffered a loss as far as I know, net loss.
Okay, so this is Lightyear. So a total worldwide 218 million, and then you're comparing it to the lowest Gru movie, the lowest Despicable Me movie, which is 500. Like if you look at it, I think the lowest they had was Hop, right? And then
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss's Lorax, and then everything after that, even Secret Life of Pets made $885 million.
Yeah.
Sing, yeah,
Fear the Beardo said that was really good in the podcast with Geeks and Gamers. Secret Life of Pets, he says is really, really good.
yeah.
Maybe I should take a look at that.
Yeah, and then Dr. Seuss the Grinch. So that's not the Jim Carrey one. That's the animated one that came a couple of years ago, right? These are all, and the thing is, how much money did it cost for them
To make it, yeah.
to do
Lightyear, yeah. I know a lot of money.
Lightyear,
A ton of
right?
money.
Let's see, production budget $200 million. Oh, it didn't even make back its money.
No, yeah.
Only made
That's a net
218.
loss. Yeah.
Holy
net
crap!
loss.
Right, and then you have what's that shitty movie that came out from Disney that's like extremely woke?
Strange
Uh,
World.
Yeah, Strange World. Yeah, let's go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. It came out on Disney Plus really fast.
Wow, really?
Actually. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
It
so
is. It is.
Strange World. $69 million.
The magic number. At least
Oh,
it's the magic
man.
number.
Oh man, how much did it cost to make? $135 million for budget, and that's not including marketing.
Marketing, yes.
So it basically needed to make almost $300 million, and it didn't even make $700 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
You love to see it, man. Look, and then
There's
you have
this thing with Disney. Sorry, there's this thing with Disney or a lot of the major studios. Like, it wouldn't hurt to tighten your budget, to increase your odds of profitability. Like,
Yeah.
I Indiana Jones, the latest one, it needs to make almost $1 billion just to break even.
Oh man, really?
Yeah,
Man,
as per Ryan's projections, Ryan and
$1 billion?
Jeremy's projections,
Jeez.
almost $1 billion, almost like 900 million, something like that.
Well, I'm pretty sure like bringing in Harrison Ford is like $100 million, and he's super fucking old.
Yeah,
Right. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Go like you have all these people who are hyped up on copium, right? Like this one over here, KGET. I don't know. Okay, so this is a subsidiary of NBC. They're basically saying Super Mario Brothers movie runs out of life quickly. So they're basically saying that it's not going to do well, right? So I'm going to read the first paragraph. 10 minutes into the Super Mario Brothers movie, there will be an overwhelming desire to pull the plug on seeing the production. There really is no reason to stick around and keep watching a movie that only exists to promote Nintendo games and toys. I'm pretty sure Disney would love to promote their shit, right? They do it anyways. And the thing is that a lot of what the fuck did you think Cars was? Do you think it had a fucking good story? No. It was there to sell toys. Okay? I mentioned before that one of my teacher knows Owen Wilson personally. They're friends. They go out and drink. And he called them. He's like, "Hey, I'm wondering if I should do this movie from Disney." And he's like, "What movie is it?" Because he worked on Finding Nemo. He's like, "This movie called Cars." And he was like, they say the script is sort of trash, the story is sort of trash, but I think I can make a shit ton of money because Disney told me that they're going to give me a percentage of their toy sales. And he said that, well, how many movies are they going to be coming out with? I heard there's going to be like a series, like a bunch of them. He's like, if you want a lot of money, then stay with it. And he did. And all Cars is to sell toys. That's all it was. And that's exactly what this is. It's to sell toys. But the thing is, it's also for a lot of people like us, people who play a lot of video games. It's for gamers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm pretty sure this person's hyped up on copium, Rick Bentley. I'm pretty sure he's like sucking Disney's dick so hard because the Hollywood Reporter said that the box office Super Mario Brothers heading for a record 195 million US opening and 368 million globally.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that those projections, they're increasing daily, literally daily. It's increasing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, that video yesterday that was outdated. Now it's it's this figure.
Yeah. Man, but yeah, and like I said, this movie isn't even out in Japan yet.
Yeah,
And that's their big
that's
market right there.
the biggest market. It's not
Mhm.
even their biggest market yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is even out in China yet, but I think it is. But yeah, Japan, it's like holy shit, dude. And like I'm pretty sure like Disney is like, fuck, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do now? You know, like I think as long as Disney keeps pushing out these woke trash stuff, that identity politics, like, just like, healthy at any size, you don't have to lose weight, Lizzo, like all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. I think Disney is just gonna
yeah.
hemorrhage money.
The, and the funny thing is, despite all this, Bob Iger still says that we're doubling down on this, guys.
Yeah.
There was a board meeting recently with Disney, and someone really called out to Bob regarding, yeah, why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep pushing your woke agenda rather than entertaining people? Then yeah, Bob just said, yeah, because he feels like they're standing up to what's right, stuff like that, cringe stuff like that, typical corporate speech. So
Mhm.
they're still going down on this path. They still want to burn money. They hate money for some reason. Then yeah, all DreamWorks and Illumination has to do is just keep doing what they're doing. Then
Mhm.
they're gonna make all the money. And Nintendo's gonna make all the money in the entertainment in this industry.
Yeah. Speaking of DreamWorks, I finally watched Puss in Boots: The Last
Mm.
Wish. Right? Is that
How
what's
did you
called, The
find
Last
it?
Wish?
Yeah,
It was fucking good. It was
yeah.
really fucking good.
I told you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, so whoever recommended it in the chat, and, I know Grae, I believe you watched it a couple of weeks ago. I would say it's like the animation style was really similar to Into the Spider-Verse. The
Mhm,
colors
mhm.
and the angles are really, really good. Uh, I would say it's I would say I might have to agree with a couple people who are on the Geeks and Gamers panel. I think it might be better than Shrek 2.
Yeah,
In terms of story, the story is actually good. And
yeah,
every character, there's like a motivation, and every character is likable, even the bad guy, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
like I love Death, which is played by a wolf, so
Mhm,
fucking good, right?
mhm.
And it's actually scary. Actually scary. Like Death was like holy shit, and you actually feel for what's it called, Puss, and it actually had a good story behind it too. Like the moral of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, every character, especially like Goldilocks, like her motives
Mhm.
to get the last wish. Then at the end of it, she realized what she wanted. She had it all along. I thought that was
Yeah.
such a really good message. That was really a really strong message.
Yeah. It's good. It's good on and the thing is me and my wife watched it, right? We watched it together, and I asked her, "Do you think this is better than Into the Spider-Verse?" And she said, "Yes." She said that Into the Spider-Verse was extremely hyped up, and it's really it's cool, it's very groundbreaking, but in terms of story, it's like, like it's good, but she felt that this Puss in Boots movie was really, really good. She said that she might need to watch Into the Spider-Verse again, but yeah, it's really good. Let's see, Puss in Boots is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Yeah, and it came out last year. It's really, really good.
Yeah,
Let's see, Puss in Boots was one of the best animated movies ever. The story was well written. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see, the Bo Peep backstory was 5 minutes long, and it's all it needed. It was really good writing. Oh, yeah. I thought that the Goldilocks thing was actually, Goldie was really well written, right? And it's like, there wasn't any woke propaganda shit in there.
no,
There wasn't anything
zero.
like here's the thing. A lot of people was like, "Oh, what about Shrek? Fiona is a badass female." It's like, but she's likable.
Yeah,
She's not a piece of shit like Captain Marvel. She's
yeah,
not a Mary Sue. Even though she's a badass, she still get caught, right?
yeah,
Like I remember I was watching the Shrek 4D thing at Universal, right? Like Fiona goes like she jumps, she does like a flying kick, and she gets caught
Y-
anyways.
yeah, yeah. That's an iconic one.
Yeah. Yeah, but let's see. But yeah, it was really, really nice. But if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch Puss in
Yeah.
Boots the Last Wish. It's so
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
gave
good.
I posted it, it's a 10 of 10. Nothing bad to say about it. I have nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah. I would say I think that the runtime is good. I think it's like an hour 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was funny. There was a lot of like cameos, a lot of Easter eggs back to, and the fact that they're making the new Shrek at the end is like we're gonna go back to fucking far whatever Neverland or whatever. So they're gonna go see Shrek again. So I'm like, yes, yes, because I would love to see Shrek in that new style of animation. Oh, it'll be so good.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good. All right, speaking of Into the Spider-Verse, Grae, did you watch the trailer for the most recent into the multiverse thing with Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse?
Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah.
Did you watch the
Yeah.
trailer for that?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
haven't seen it, but I saw two things that stood out to me like right away. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you really enjoyed Into the Spider-Verse, right? The first one?
Yeah, I like Into the Spider-Verse, but the second one, it's looking like, yeah, it's creeping in. The woke is creeping in hard.
Yep. Are you ready, chat? So here's the
Let's
thing.
do this.
So what I mentioned that you could do whatever you want, just leave the kids alone, right? That's all I want. That's all I care about, right? Like make good stuff, do whatever you want. If you're 18, then go ahead and do whatever you want. So this is from Bounding in the Comics. Sony Pictures promotes a child mutilation in the latest trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with Protect Trans Kids flag. So this was in the trailer. And if you were to miss it, you're gonna miss it. So I'm gonna share over here. Share. Boom. Sorry. I'm gonna share it right there. So if you miss it, then you're gonna miss it. It's right over here. I'm not sure if you can see it. There it is. Right over here. It says protect trans kids. And I don't care what you do in your own time. I don't care as long as you keep kids out of it. Majority of the time, I'm fine with that, right? Like you don't let kids drink when they're under 21. You don't let kids smoke when they're under 18. You don't let them drive, and until they're good enough to drive. 16, I believe you get a pink slip, and then 18, you don't need to. In order for you to be able to join the military, you have to be 18. In order for you to go into the strip club, you have to be 18. In order for you to go gamble, you have to be 21. In order for you to be able to drive, rent a car without paying extra insurance, is 25. Okay. You can legally join the military and go serve your country and potentially kill terrorists at 18. Okay. But you have these crazy ass states like the one I live in, California, that says that you can transition your kid at any time. You can transition your kid at any age. We're considered a sanctuary fucking state. Okay. This is the one thing I'm hard stop on. I don't fucking care where you stand. Do not mutilate kids. It's because it's fucking irreversible. Okay. Now here's the thing. It's going to get pretty graphic what I'm going to say. This is a person named Jazz Jennings. If you guys don't know who Jazz Jennings is, I highly recommend you look it up. It's on PBS. It's public access. Okay. She was transitioned. Well, he was transitioned at age 3. Okay. So a lot of people are like, how was that have to do with anything? Hormone replacement therapy and all that shit. The thing is, when a grown person transitions from a male to female, you invert the penis, right? It goes in, you remove all the muscle tissue, you invert that shit. But the thing is that if you transition when you're fucking 3, your penis is like a size of my thumb, half of my thumb. You don't have any tissue. So what they did with Jazz Jennings, literally cut a open wound hole in the area where the penis would be. Okay. But your body's trying to close that shit up the entire time. Right? Your body's trying to close that shit because it's an open wound. Okay. So that means you did bottom surgery on a kid who cannot consent. Kids cannot consent. I don't give a fuck where you stand. Okay. If you're 18, go ahead. I don't care if you get transition. I have friends who are trans. Okay. I'm not sure if they agree with this or not, but this is where I stand. It's a hard stop with kids. Okay. If you want them to transition, have them do it. Okay. Do not. I already hear these states like Colorado. You can go to Planned Parenthood and transition without your parents noticing. Okay. You can go at any age. Oh, I feel like I'm a boy. I feel like I'm a girl. They'll give you hormone replacement therapy and you can transition at any age. This is despicable and unacceptable for kids. Okay. Even people who are trans in the celebrities, right? Bruce Jenner, okay, transition to a female. Caitlyn Jenner now, right? Blair White, okay. They said that leave the kids alone. How is it that hard? That's why when people who are like, oh, they're put in Tennessee, you have that shooter that killed 6 people, right? Like I don't care where that person stands politically. I don't care where that person is trans or not, but that person was. But the reason why they went there is because they felt like the church was the issue. The church was the problem. So they attacked the church, killed 3 kids, 3 adults. There was a copycat that wanted to shoot up a Catholic school or Christian school in Colorado, but that was stopped. Are you saying that the kids who can't consent, you're saying that, oh, just because you're a tomboy, you're a little girl, 5-year-old, and you dress in boys' clothes is because you have older brothers who had hand-me-down clothes. Oh, you're not a tomboy, you're trans. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Okay, I'm done with this shit, okay? Like, leave the kids fucking alone. And like, if you're posting this shit saying that protect trans kids, look, I can oversee, like, forgo the other shit that Miles Morales had on his bag. It says BLM, #BLM. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't care about that. This shit I care about. Okay, his dad is a policeman and stuff like that. They can tackle that shit out. But this right here, Sony Pictures, the child mutilation is what it is. Okay, now if you're going from a girl to a boy, that's a little different too, because they need skin graft. I'm not gonna show any pictures because it's pretty fucking disgusting. Okay, what they do. But Grae, do you know what they do for when a female trying to become a male? Do you know what they do?
I think you tackled it before, like a couple of weeks back. Like you described someone's arm was
Mhm.
cut off, then they
Yeah.
use that part as the penis.
Yeah.
If
So
I'm
what
not-
they
yeah.
do is they basically remove either from the forearm, the leg, or your back,
Yeah.
and they basically make that into basically a fake
Genital.
penis. Yeah. So it's and the thing is that skin does not grow back. Like it just
Yeah.
looks like a fucking drumstick. It's like I have friends who have done it, right? Like and I know a friend who's currently transitioning. Look, if you're an adult and you have the ability to do it, then go do it as an adult. Just don't do it as a kid, okay? And the thing is that a lot of these kids, their brains aren't even fully developed,
Yeah.
right? Jazz Jennings, I saw a clip. It's very sad. It's like she's like, "Mom, I like girls. I don't know why. I feel like I like girls." And she's like, "No, but you are a girl. You're supposed to like boys." Is because the inner, like her inner self, like that's a boy, it's coming out. And that the fact that what makes it even worse, that the mom used this and made a shit ton of money off of it. Right? And he's like, "Oh, my little, like, the hole that I need to I need to fucking dilate or some shit like that and put like liquid on it." And she's like, "You got to do this 5 times out of the day for the rest of your life because you're because of this happened." And the mom forced it on her, right? And I think that a lot of these people who are online gets the praise, of saying, "Oh, you go, girl, transition, be strong." I think internet and social media, like, destroyed a lot of these people's lives. It's very sad, right? This also goes towards the crazy person Dylan Mulvaney, right? He was originally part of what's it called again? Book of Mormon. I love that musical. It's by the people who made South Park, right? Book of Mormon. Um, And then he was like, "Oh, I'm gay. You know, I'm on TikTok. I'm gay. I'm doing all these things. I'm talking about animals and stuff like that." Couple of thousand views, couple 100,000 views, nothing. And all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm non-binary." And then the numbers go up to like millions. And then after a couple of videos, it goes back down to like a couple thousand. And then he's probably like, "Fuck, I'm not getting enough views. How can I get more views? Oh, I'm trans now." And then boom, the number skyrockets, right? To millions of views, 3 million, 4 million views. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm gonna do a 365 like every day of my transition, like every single day. And all of a sudden, Dylan Mulvaney is meeting Joe Biden. Dylan Mulvaney is fucking the the spokesperson for women's clothing for Nike, and then also the face of Bud Light. Right? It's because Dylan Mulvaney now, a female, considers herself. I think she's a clown. She's basically. I have a feeling she's just making fun of women. But the thing is that she's getting so much money and she's getting so much attention that it's she can't go back anymore. She can't go back. And I think that everyone's like, "Oh, if I transition, I can get a lot of clout. I can grift off of this. I can get a shit ton of money over this."
Mhm.
Right? So and the thing is it's crazy how things work, right? And that's why all of a sudden you get another person who was like, "Oh, I'm going trans now. I'm transitioning." And all of a sudden they're getting a shit ton of views, right? So I think people need to get off of like internet, right? It's because
Yeah.
if they go after your kids right away, right? They start so young, right? Who is the most popular Marvel character? Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Spider-Man's the most popular, right? You got to get them, right? The first movie was so good. They're going to come back for seconds. Let's put in all these propaganda. Let's put in all our messaging,
Yeah.
right? Right. It's like like I said, you can do whatever you want as an adult, right? More power to you. Just don't do it to the kids because they can't
Yeah.
consent. And that's the reason why I'm going to be homeschooling my son because I don't want any type of this bullshit to enter his mind. And once he does ever go out to the public, hopefully me and my wife and the people that we surround ourselves with are smart and strong enough to teach him these things. When he does go out, he knows like what is right and what is wrong. And it's scary, man. It's scary. Like do you like it's basically our entire culture is like that, especially here in the West. I don't know. So sorry. I was just me ranting because this shit pissed me right off. Like this thing got me
Yeah.
more upset than Batman's a fascist. Right? This thing
Yeah.
pissed me
Yeah.
off.
For sure. For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but but yeah, man. I the thing is that I know this movie will be good. That's the thing. I know it will be good. But the thing is that this is the one thing that like I'm
Yeah.
standing my ground. Like no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I get it. Like this is you're crossing the lines. Like the moment you get to this territory, no matter how good it is, sorry, I'm gonna pass. Yeah. Totally understandable.
But yeah, man. But it's sad to seeing like what the world is coming to. I think right now we are more focused on ideology and making sure you're not mean online, making sure people's feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah.
And I think people just needs to go out and talk to regular people.
Yeah.
Like my dad is one of those like he's regular people, right? And I today like I went over to my dad's house. I talked to him. He's like he watches CNN. He watches like mainstream media and news. And I talked to him. I was like, "Do you know what's happening around the world right now?" And he's like, "No." And then I told him about like stuff that's happening in schools, like states that are banning like transitioning and stuff like that, like or like they're calling gender affirming care, right? They basically switched up the name for transitioning kids at an early age, and like even like I told him like even like our president is saying that like yeah we should have gender affirming care for kids who want to transition at 5. I'm like, are you freaking serious? And my dad, he's like, no. And he just starts laughing. Like, this is crazy. Like he's a super normie when it comes to these things. He doesn't know too much. He's not, you know, like crazily into the cancel culture and the identity politics kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like a very my dad's a boomer. He's 63,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So he He doesn't know anything. So I'm like, do you know
Mhm.
this is happening? All he cares about is like he knows stuff about war, like because he's into the whole war stuff, right? But this kind of stuff, I'm like, I told him I have a feeling China and Russia, if you think about it, they're a lot stronger than we are, right? Great. Did you? I believe it's like a year or I think 2 years ago. Did you see the military the military advertisement or commercials that the US put out, China put out, and Russia put out?
No, I wasn't. I don't think I did.
So, sorry, it's
Phillip
Ellen
Frost.
Frost. Yeah. If you don't like it, don't watch.
Peace.
But in China, they showed China's first, right? So China is basically showing like the military. They're like, we're dedicated, we're disciplined, the law for the country, we're nationalists, like we're gonna fight for our country, right? Cool. Very, very, very simple, very traditional. Russia's is like a little bit more cool. It's like there's this guy who's like training, he shaves his head, he does a bunch of push-ups, and he does this thing with like a sniper rifle, and then it shows like the bullet going through the barrel and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh, if you join the military, you get to be this cool badass." And then the US one, this is from the US Army, it says, "I have two moms." That's the first line. I have two. It's all animated. It's in 2D animation. I have two moms. Growing up, having two moms helped me a lot, and it is great. And that's why I want to join the army. Army strong. I'm like, what message is more stronger, right? Which message is like people aren't going to join the military because you put out this animation about, oh, I have two moms, right? You have these other countries who are like that's why they're winning, like in terms of like, maybe if it's propaganda or anything like that, it's just like what happened to our military is because our military has been infested with these like crazy people with these insane ideologies. And I good thing you're living in the Philippines and you don't not have to deal with this shit. But the thing is that uh it's like these crazy woke shit is it's everywhere. It's everywhere, man. But I don't know, man. If you watch, do you think the two moms commercial will get people to join the military?
Nah, probably not. Because yeah, you need to, if you're gonna convince people to join the army, you have to, yeah, again, the way China, I don't really like China, but the way they did it is probably the correct way. Like inspire nationalism, like protect your country, serve your
Mhm.
country, protect your loved ones. That's how you advertise it, no matter the circumstance.
Yeah.
Then the moment you put that kind of stuff in, yeah, it's the same thing with with entertainment. It's like the moment you put in that kind of politics in, yeah, you lose them. You just, yeah, I'm not gonna take you seriously anymore. I'm just gonna do something else. That's really what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's sad, man. I think the sad state of things is I think it's it's gonna take like I mentioned last time. It's probably gonna take about 10 years, maybe even 20 years for shit to sort of go back to normal. But the thing is, a lot of these people that are going to be going to power, the worst thing that you can call them is racist. And then they literally is like, "Oh shit, I don't want to be racist, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, I don't want to. It's like I don't want to be a bigot. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it." Look, if me coming out saying things like, I don't want people to transition their kids, it's fucked up. Look, I do agree that parents should have the ultimate say to what they do to the kids, right? May it be it's like education, like parents should have the ultimate say on uh if their kids are going to school, which school they're going to, what subject they're being taught, right? I do want that. But the thing is that once parents start transitioning their kids, like that's like should I have a say in that? Should people have a say in that? That's sort of like, well, if you're okay with parents having the final say with what happens to their kids, what about this area? Huh? What about if the parents really, really want to transition their kids? Do you have a say in that? Or should government have to say? That is where it's such a gray area. Like how do you sort of tackle that, Gray? Like how do you sort of like talk about that? Like
yeah,
if someone asks you, I don't know,
yeah,
man.
it's Yeah, you can't just say take the child away from the parents because that's a whole another ethics issue. And yeah, it's hard for sure. I
Yeah.
the best way it probably is, yeah, again, have an age restriction first. Like you, someone cannot be transitioned until they're an adult. So regardless of the stance of the parent and the child, then leave it to, ultimately it's the child who gets to decide by the time they come of age. That's probably the best way to approach it.
So here's the thing though. Like for me, I'm glad that these states are coming out. It was like, okay, you cannot have gender affirming care for kids, is or you cannot transition your kids at a young age. I think like 16 or 19 states have done it. And they'll like, and then of course the people who are transitioning or people on the left are like, oh, you're killing us, you're killing us. He's like, no, we're protecting your kids. But the thing is, like if you were to like feed your kid like alcohol, like your 2-year-old, 3-year-old kid alcohol or something like that, or you let them smoke, right? Child Protective Services will come take your kids away, right? But the thing is that you have these safe havens like Colorado and California and even places like up in New York. These people, like, they basically people would just move, right? They just be like, "Oh, I'm going to move and I'm going to transition my kids and stuff like that." And the thing is that their kids will never know, ultimately, will never know the joy of orgasm. They will never know what it feels like to be a man or a woman truly. And majority of the time, they won't have any kids, right? Because you can't, because you remove their reproductive organs because of that, right? You either do top surgery or bottom surgery, you remove all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, their side will eventually dwindle out and die out. And then the people who are more traditional, who wants family, because you're Vin Diesel and stuff like that, you want family. We're basically gonna the traditionalists, the nuclear family is basically gonna be the majority of the earth. So it's gonna take a long time for that to happen. The earth needs to heal. And that's why a lot of people are like, I can't wait for the meteor to hit Earth. Right? It's like a lot, it's just wild, man. But let's see.
Yeah.
But speaking of dwindling numbers, that's a good segue to this right over here.
Yeah,
Grae.
I just want to clarify with chat.
Yeah.
I think the Jonathan Majors ad was recalled for the moment until the case develops. Once
Okay.
it's proven that he's innocent, I think they'll put back that ad up. Yeah, because there's been discussion in chat about the Jonathan Majors commercial with the US Army. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, like for me, I think they shouldn't pull it completely, but I know like what they're trying to do is like, oh, we're trying to distance ourselves just in case he is
Yeah,
guilty of
yeah.
all that shit, right?
They played it the safest route. It's like they don't
Yeah.
get the backlash. So, but if he's innocent, they put it back up. So stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see. So they just go after other people's kids. Yeah. Right. What's the saying? The left doesn't have kids, they have your kids. Right? They're basically, because they're all teachers, majority of them are teachers. So like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and groom your kids, saying that you can be trans and stuff like that. But yeah. But yeah. Yeah, but going back to this dwindling numbers of this is from Forbes, and this you remember Rings of Power?
Yeah, that's where our channel began. We talked about Rings of Power and House of the
Yep.
Dragon.
It's like yeah, it's just Rings of Power and House of the Dragon, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a while ago.
yeah.
But yeah,
It,
this is
it
from
feels like
Forbes.
it
Mhm.
feels like such a long time ago, but if you think about it, it wasn't all that far back.
No, it wasn't. Let's
Yeah.
see. Only 37% of viewers finished Amazon's the Rings of Power, which is very bad. Oh man. So the thing is, I knew they were lying about their numbers, right? We knew that they were like lying about their numbers. It's like, oh look, it's the number one viewed show and shit like that. It's like, I'm pretty sure it was like the first 2 episodes, and they're like, nah, this shit's trashed. Everything is fucking trash. But are you looking forward to season 2?
Looking forward to the growth.
Yeah, the growth of the channel.
The channel.
Right? Didn't you post something on the community things? Like, thank you so much, like Star Wars and
Yeah,
Disney.
yeah. Thank you, Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, for the endless content for the channel. Yeah, it's like I'm even pondering like we should make a Bob Iger AI voice, like like saying like I really like Project Eggroll, so I'm gonna give you more woke content to work on, stuff like that.
Well, you can, right? Isn't there
Yeah,
like an
we
AI
can, we
voice changer?
can. Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't like on along the lines with like Biden and the Trump voice? So why don't we make a Bob Iger and a Kathleen Kennedy voice?
Oh,
PD.
that'd be so funny. Like have you seen those videos of like you see like is it AI voice generated like of like Trump, Biden, and Obama playing like
Yeah,
Minecraft?
Mario. Yeah, Mario Party. They're
It's
really
so
funny.
good. It's so good. Oh man, it's so good. I love watching those. All right. So the Hollywood Reporter is out with a big new report about Amazon Prime original productions, which Amazon has been throwing money at for years now. Yet they arguably have yet to produce the sort of brand defining programming that other streaming services have, despite a few hits here and there from The Boys to Jack Reacher. A chunk of the piece centers on the Lord of the Rings Rings of Power series, developed mainly because Jeff Bezos wants his own Game of Thrones for the service. But despite a $1 billion spend, the report says that just 37% of viewers finished the entire series. That is quite bad. Oh man, we talked about this shit. It's like, how are people
Yeah,
liking this,
yeah.
right? Man, but it's aren't you excited for the Rings of Power sequel? Yes, for the growth. For content.
For content, yes.
But yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
But
If you want more perspective, the Sparrow has his own video on this. Uh Batwoman had better metrics than this.
oh shit, really?
Yeah, Batwoman had like 50% of its audience still watching by the end of the season. So it beat the 37% of Rings of Power.
Oh wow. And they spent $1 billion on this. Holy
Yeah.
crap, man. Man, that's bad. I hope like I know they're already like casting people. They're like, oh, now we're gonna get an Asian dwarf or an Asian whatever. We need more freaking, token Chinese people. And I want to be called Chinks and stuff. Oh yeah, Desperado is great. Yeah, he's great. Let's see. Amazon made the Terminalist, Jack Ryan, and Reacher. How was this bad? Yeah, how was it?
Was
Yeah,
Rings of
this one's
Power.
really bad.
Yeah.
They basically took like an ellipses or some shit, not ellipses, but like a tiny like section of the book, and they turned it into a show, and changed everything, changed the lore, changed the mythos, and add in a bunch of tokenization of these characters. Oh, we're gonna have our first, black elf. And if you don't like it, you're racist, right? It's just like we're just done. Like you're pandering to the wrong group. Okay,
Yeah.
if you want to pander to the right group and you want to grift off of and get a shit ton of money, do it right, do it correctly. Not this garbage, right? Not this low tier garbage over here, man. It's
Mhm.
it's absolutely bad. And the thing is that we I hated how they found it like Mordor and freaking how Mount Doom was created. It's so
Yeah.
stupid, dude. Oh man, but let's see. Amazon is trying to say otherwise. Amazon Studios chief Jennifer Sulky pushes back on the idea. The desire to paint show as anything less than a success, it's not reflective of any conversation I'm having internally.
Oh yeah,
That's a
I remember.
huge yeah, sorry. She goes on and pump up the second season. That's a huge opportunity for us. The first season required a lot of setting up.
Yeah, look at the first sentence. Yeah, the Friday Night Tights was talking about it because Az was laughing really hard on that one. This desire to paint the show as anything than a success. It's not reflective of any conversation I'm having internally. Whatever, if you have bad things to say, I'm not gonna pay attention to it. I'm not gonna listen to it. It
Yeah.
was like you have to feed my ego, or else, yeah, get out, get out of this boardroom, get out of the meeting room. It's like that's really insane, man.
Yeah, they're literally sitting around and they're saying, "Yo, a lot of people are saying this show is bad." And like, who said that? No one in this office is saying that, right? I don't hear anyone saying that. It must be good. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's they're basically saying that if anyone gives a show a bad review, they're just trolls. If
Yeah.
anyone's giving a show bad reviews, they're just bigot, misogynistic, white, racist people, right? And here's the thing. If we shit on your show because it's bad, and we say that, hey, we don't want tokenized characters because we want you to stay true to the lore, and you're calling us bigoted, misogynist assholes, then I'm a bigoted, misogynistic asshole. Okay. Like, I don't give a fuck what you call me. Like, if you want to cancel me, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead and try. Go ahead and try. I don't give a fuck. Right. But the thing is, all you're doing is you're siloing yourself into this corner where you're basically sniffing your own farts.
Yeah.
You're basically farting and bending down and sniffing your own asshole. And you're like, hey, my asshole smells good, man.
Yeah. You're building this well fortified echo chamber, the bulletproof echo chamber, that it only you're making it way worse than it already is.
Right? Even Forbes saying right here, the last paragraph, generally speaking, the quote unquote, the story required a lot of setting up. It's not a great excuse for why something it was lackluster as quote unquote setup. Was also the most of Game of Thrones season 1, leading to an explosive finale, but it was an excellent series of television all the same. Right? Here's the thing. Game of Thrones season 1, it was even the first episode hooked me. I'm like, what are these zombies? Fucking undead zombies and shit. And then after when Jamie Lannister pushed Bran off the building, you're like, oh fuck. I want to watch what's next. Right? The first episode 1 already hooked me. But you have all that setting up. And then at the end of season 1, cut Baylor, bring me his head. You know, right? Joffrey, boom, cut off his head. Like, oh shit.
Oh my! It's like the best part is we knew it was gonna happen. You should have known it was gonna happen. So even then, we still wasn't expecting it.
Yeah,
that just shows how clever the writing was.
Yeah, but you know, Sean Bean always dies and everything.
Yeah,
he always dies. So we should have known it from the start. But the thing is that, like let's say if every episode was like mid at best, every single episode of the Rings of Power was mid, and the last episode was a fucking masterpiece. Then people are like, all right, sorry, I've been too harsh on you. Perhaps I've been too hard and harsh on the show. I should have gave it a chance. You know, I'm sorry. But the last episode was what pissed me off the most. Right? There's a lot of dumb shit that happened throughout the show. The last episode was like, this is so stupid. Like I'm actually Sauron the entire time. I'm going to scream at you, and I want you to be my wife.
My wife.
And how did I not know as a blacksmith? Oh, who knew that you can combine two different types of metals? Who would have thought? It's stupid writing, and I feel like it's like I bet you one of the writers are like, look. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna like write all these things, and then have you ever heard combining two metals into one metal? and then I bet you Jennifer Sulky's like, whoa, that's so cool. Put that shit in there. So dumb. But yeah, a lot of the costumes weren't really that great. I love the scenery was good. Like the sort of like the biggest opening shots, like the CGI was great. The costumes were trash. The acting was pretty bad. What's it called? Give it to me raw. Right? Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with season 2. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
But sure. I'm sad. And weren't there supposed to be like another Lord of the Rings thing that we're supposed to do? That it's like different from what they're doing here. Like it's a
do you mean Amazon or do you mean?
I forgot.
Warner?
I think Warner Brothers is doing it, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. That was such a big deal that Warner Brothers is gonna reboot, or I think I'm not sure if it's the Lord of the Rings or another timeline, but they're making their own.
Yeah.
So it's like they had it's like this went so bad that they Warner actually thinks that they can actually do better, even though it's from the same IP. That's how
Yeah.
bad this show is. So it's like
Yo,
we can do way better.
just bring in Peter Jackson as like a source, like as like a person that you can go talk to, and bring back, I forgot who, the the token scholar. Bring him back.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah. Yeah, there we go. As Sailor Mercury said, they're bringing in Peter Jackson. So yeah,
Oh, they are? Oh shit, they're bringing back Peter.
They
Okay,
are.
good. If they're bringing back Peter Jackson, that's like, as much as I didn't really like The Hobbit too much, it
Yeah,
still
it is
felt like
okay. Yeah.
it still felt like Lord of the Rings.
Like Lord of the Rings, yes.
Yeah, this feels like fan fiction,
Mhm.
but worse. Because some fan fictions are good, right?
Yeah. Some fact. Yeah, correct.
But they thought the real Tolkien fans would automatically watch the show. The Tolkien fans are book readers first. Jackson earned his audience with the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, he basically came out and said, "We're not gonna change anything. We're gonna keep to the source material of what Tolkien wrote." And because I don't, and I'm paraphrasing here, and I don't want to ruin his legacy.
Yeah.
And immediately, immediately, they one of the, this was from Alex. They made the orcs white. Yeah,
Yeah, they
they
did.
make
They
them
did.
albino.
I mean, I used to play a lot of the art. Yeah, I mentioned before when we were talking about rings. I play a lot of the RTS before. None of them were white. All of them were dark. Even the Uruks, the corrupted elves, they're all dark. None of them were white.
Yeah, like what's it called again? Like I've stated this before. Like, if you thought that a goblin in Harry Potter is basically a rendition of Jewish people, then you are the racist person. If you think that the Uruks and the Urukais from Lord of the Rings are black people, you are the racist person.
Yeah.
Okay? Because no one actually thought that shit until you brought it up,
Yeah.
right? And if you thought that people who love rice is Chinese people, you're probably right. But yeah, I think that I hope that the WB stuff that's coming out is gonna be fucking good, and they just cancel the shit. That will
Yeah.
be so good, right? This is
Yeah,
from
good
Bob.
chance at the end of season 2. At the end, because they
I hope.
they already paid for 2 seasons. So that
Yeah, the ride of Rohirrim anime is one before Warner Brothers announcement. Yeah, I heard about that. I think someone mentioned that before. But I do hope that this new WB thing is just like, look, you guys fucked it up. We gave you something. You spent $1 billion and you got this piece of shit. Yeah, let's not do that anymore. Just take back the rights from Amazon, right? That's what they need. Let's see. My theory on the production mess. There are people who are hardcore fans of Tolkien who have infiltrated Amazon's productions and are sabotaging it all. I hope that's true. Is because I bet you one of them is like, hey, we should make the orcs white is because it's racist towards black people. And then the showrunner's like, yes, we should do that. and he's like, good. The real fans are gonna fucking hate this. That I don't think that's the case. So I think all of them are just shitty ass writers. I think all of them just are thinking that, hey, this major IP that Peter Jackson and Tolkien did is absolutely great, is because it has a built-in fan base. Millions and millions of people are gonna come and watch this show, whether it's shit or not. And I think the fact that the House of the Dragon came out a week later and it was good.
Yeah.
Show that, like, it's, you can't.
If
you can't fuck with
you
the fan.
remember when we transitioned between the two shows, the
Yeah.
dynamic of the conversation was so different. It's like when we were talking about House of the Dragon, like, oh, what do you think Paddy Constantine meant when he said that phrase? It's like we all had our different interpretations of what he said,
Mhm.
and it was actually a really fun discussion. Then people were commenting, no, this is actually what he meant. compared to Rings of Power, we were actually just roasting the hell out of it
Oh yeah.
instead of going in depth compared to House of the Dragon. So it's gonna be like that again next year.
See what's yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to season 2 of House of the Dragon for sure. I
Yeah.
believe that's coming out next year.
Yes,
I'm
at the
mistaken.
same time as those two are gonna go side by side again.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely super fun talking about it. It's literally like night and day. It's just like, oh man,
Yeah.
this show fucking sucks. This show was good. This show's so fucking good. Right? Because I originally thought that House of the Dragon was gonna suck.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
After
I'm like,
season 8, right? It's like,
prequel.
yeah,
Like
how
the
are they
way,
gonna rebound from season 8 of Game of Thrones?
yeah. But the thing is that the crappy thing is that it still all ends in season 8. It still leads to that finale, the bad finale, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I heard that like they are doing another. I heard they're doing Aegon the Conqueror's backstory in terms of HBO. I think I read an article somewhere that HBO is doing another prequel and they're gonna do Aegon the Conqueror, if I'm not mistaken. But that could be pretty cool. Just bring in the same people that did this House of the Dragon, then it would be
Yeah.
really, really good. Let's see. Yeah. That what he said the differences and Peter came to save it. Yeah, like I if they if they really really are and confirm that Peter Jackson, I'll be looking forward to the new like Lord of the Rings stuff. I'm definitely gonna be interested in that. Um, the only one I know is Eowyn will be in there. You're talking about Eowyn, which is the one who says "I am no man" and stabs
Yeah,
the
the Witch King, the one who defeats
Witch
the
King.
Witch King.
So here's the thing. I think a lot of people brought up that topic online. It's like, oh, were you mad when Eowyn stabbed the Witch King? I'm like, no, no. The thing is that like it was sort of like, oh, okay, it's funny because she isn't a man, she's a woman, and like because she got sort of fucked up a little bit, right? But she was on that adrenaline rush because her dad died. So I think even going back and watching it, I'm like, it still makes sense. It doesn't bother me. I don't know. Does it bother you? Like when she did that?
Nah, I think it was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't like cringe or anything like that. But I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
it's fine. She wasn't the Mary Sue. They have to like. You show that she was actually like getting her ass.
Yeah,
beat.
I'm pretty sure she was a warrior. They kind of showcased that she was actually a fighting warrior.
Oh yeah. I remember in one of the deleted scenes or like the extra extended like cut from the DVD, like it shows her like she's been training or something like that. She had the sword with her the entire time.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, because she's a playable character in the Battle for Middle Earth. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Let's see. It's like Star Wars. All roads lead to Luke drinking.
Drinking green milk.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, it's the fact that they ruined it. Like that's why I know Doom calls him Ruin Johnson because they ruined it. But yeah, it all still leads there. But I I wonder how I heard that they might retcon some of this stuff. I'm not sure. Is because if George R. Martin ever finished writing the book, like I wonder it's going to be completely changed. So I wonder how
Yeah.
it's going to change. See, House of the Dragon was focused on script and acting. I watched 100% of the episodes. Yeah, House of the Dragon was good. It was really good. What's it called again? I don't think there's anything that he really hated from it. I walked into it wanting to hate it actually. But yeah, it surprised both of us, which is great. I do really like it. Let's see. House of the Dragons clearly better writers than Amazon. Also, better medieval movie sets. Oh yeah, there was way more dragons too, and I'm pretty sure they didn't spend $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right? I'm
They
pretty sure they
didn't.
spent like maybe a quarter of that, or maybe a little bit more, like maybe $300-400 million on the entire season versus $1 billion. And the thing is, you had what's it called again? Matt Smith, who's like he's pretty well known. So like you're gonna be paying him a good chunk of money, and then you have the person who played God, is it Pat? His name is Patty?
Paddy Constantine, I think.
Yeah,
I
with
believe.
the king, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy, he was so good. He was so good. Oh man.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's I do. Man, I'm actually really looking forward to that season 2 of that.
Season 2, yeah, me too.
Yeah, I all I hear because I watched from Friday Night Tyson, then I remember hearing Gary's like, oh, the blacks, they're my favorite. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then you find out like at the end of season 1, you're like, oh, okay, she's gonna
Yeah.
she's gonna fuck him up. Let's see. It doesn't bother me, but the Witch King was clearly nerfed for that moment. He had a flaming sword, but out of nowhere, the chained mace came. Yeah, pretty much only criticism. I think. Yeah, I heard from the book readers, like I think they wanted to make like Eowyn like super strong over there, and then definitely nerfed him because I know Witch King was like super dope. Like he was able to destroy Gandalf's staff, like in the extended cut. Like Gandalf was trying to like fight the Witch King, and the Witch King just like woo, and like his staff blew up. I'm like, holy shit! And all of a sudden you get Eowyn. Yeah, so I'm like, that's my criticism. I'm like, if the Witch King was that strong, but you know, I
How
don't
did
know.
she beat him? Yeah, good point. It wasn't. It's not so bad that you're gonna get triggered, or do you feel like it ruins the entire show? Not to that extent.
Yeah. Let's see. On the book, it was Mary. Okay. Oh, it wasn't Pippin. The House of the Dragon had like half or less the budget of Rings of Power. So like Google says 20 million per episode. So that's total of 200 million. So literally 20% of their budget of Rings of
Yeah,
Power
one
that
fourth.
made whoa. Where are all the money going to?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Makes you
here's the thing.
wonder.
I think Rings of Power, I'm not sure if they were on location when they were filming. I think a lot of it was CGI,
CGI. Yeah, I think so
right?
too.
And I know House of the Dragon, a lot of it was on location, right? Like in like Ireland or Scotland or some shit like that. Oh man, it makes sense, right? If you can actually go to a place that's like, oh, you already have all the sort of structures you need, the landscape that you need, then you're gonna spend less time in visual effects. Because I know that a lot of the dragon breathing stuff, like the fire, was all practical effect. I remember I was watching the part where I think it was during the cargo, the cargo episode. Do you remember in where Daenerys like fucks up that cargo? Like there was like some kind of caravan, and Daenerys came in and like roasted everyone, like even innocent people, because it's like kneel, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna kneel, and then he just roasted them. They said that the fire was actually like legit flamethrower they used. So it's like,
Oh,
oh, instead of using CGI flamethrower, why don't you just use a real one? Because it looks way better and it looks more believable because it's actually real. And it makes sense, right? Versus this one, I'm pretty sure all the flames and all it's just all like visual effects, right?
yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. Eowyn was severely injured. Yeah, didn't she get like smashed by the chain mace? She like she was using a shield and like they smashed and like she can barely even hold her sword. But no way. Rings of Power budget went to Act Blue, apparently. Do you know what Act Blue is, Gray?
Yeah, I was wondering what that is.
So Act Blue is a website that Democrats uses for their campaign.
Oh, okay.
For like voting and stuff like that. Yeah. If that's the case, if that's real, that's like the show actually only cost like 100 million, but 900 million dollars went towards Act Blue to make sure to get John Fetterman and Biden their meds so they can stay alive. Okay, I'm joking, but probably not a joke. But yeah. Yeah, the money is used for toilet paper, clearly. Yeah. I'm sad. I'm sad that we're getting such shitty stuff, but I'm also excited because we're gonna watch shitty stuff and talk shit about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Speaking of season 2 of Invincible is coming out this year. Gray, have you seen Invincible season 1 yet?
Oh, how many episodes is Invincible?
10 most. It's
Okay.
really good. It's really, really good. I enjoy it better than The Boys. And The Boys is fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's a bit because I really like the boy. Even though there's people are saying there's woke stuff in recent seasons, but
Mhm.
I still enjoy it as a whole.
Yeah.
So that's a big claim. If you're saying Invincible is a lot better than the boys,
Yeah.
then okay. I'll probably
Yeah, go.
okay.
Yeah, go. Like, just go watch
Yeah.
like episode 1. If you don't like it, like, just turn it off. But you'll like it. And the thing is that the animation is good. It's very reminiscent to the DC animations like they did before, like maybe
Yeah.
like 5 years ago. It's really really good. The art style is really good, and season 2 is coming out, and it's of course Seth Rogen's also in it, but it's fine.
Oh,
It's fine. Of course, he doesn't do voices, but is his own voice. But they race swapped Invincible's girlfriend, but also made her insufferable bitch. Yeah. Invincible's girlfriend is a little bit annoying, but the main character, I believe he's played by Steven Yeun, which is Glenn from Walking Dead, the Korean guy. Glenn's mom is played by Sandra Oh, so she's also Korean. And of course, is his name Omni-Man? I think so, right? Yeah, Omni-Man is played by the guy who played We Must Get Spider-Man. I forgot his name. J. Jonah Jameson. I forgot his name already. Fuck. But yeah, thank you Amazon for our YouTube careers. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if it
yeah.
wasn't for like talking shit about like all this kind of stuff, like just going online, just going live, like I think like Nerdrotic and stuff like that, like I think their channel got really really big during like the Game of Thrones stuff, which is awesome, right? And but yeah, earlier I believe I saw the question, what boba is this homemade? No, this is from Boba Time. And what's my favorite boba chain? Is probably Boba Guys. It's in San Francisco, and there's one here in LA. But it's expensive. But let's see. Am I missing anything? Grae, I believe you sent me a bunch of other stuff.
Mm,
I think we covered everything, right?
wait, I think so. I think so. Yeah, yeah. The only well,
Oh,
the
the Bob Iger
only
thing?
no, I kind of talked about it already, so I
Mhm.
think that counts. What do you think of the Harry Potter reboot? I think that's the only one we're missing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me actually bring that up. Let me see if I can find
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I heard they were rebooting it, but I heard J.K. Rowling is still going to be a part of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
pretty sure
you
they're
can
pissed.
imagine. You can imagine who's angry.
See, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and read from. Let's see. So a lot of people are saying that it's going to be a disaster. I'm just reading. Okay, let's go ahead and read from Polygon, of course, of all places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, J.K. Simmons. Yeah, there it is. J.K. Simmons. Yeah, he's I love J.K. Simmons. He's great. All right. Let's go and read this one. This is from Polygon. Harry Potter. Get the shit out of here. Harry Potter reboot reportedly coming to HBO as a TV series. Well, here's the thing. A lot of the HBO TV shows has been pretty good, right? Last of Us wasn't as bad as I thought it was. You have what's it called again? Game of Thrones, and I'm not sure what other good HBO TV series are there, but yeah. Are you looking forward to this? Like, are you a big Harry Potter fan?
Well, not really. Yeah, it's still the same. It's like I actually haven't played Hogwarts Legacy in the longest time. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's all right. It's okay. But the fact that J.K. Rowling's in it actually makes me feel better that they're not gonna insert their identity politics in it. Like J.K. is not gonna let that happen, especially because her IP. She's I don't think she's the showrunner, but she's like I don't know. I forgot the exact term, but kind of like the advisory board, something like that.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna have people run amok with woke stuff on it. So yeah, and one season is one book, I believe. So a lot of fleshing out of the books.
Oh man, one season, one book. That's only 10 episodes. That's not a lot.
But
But 10 hours worth of 10 hours is more than 2 hours of Sorcerer's
yeah,
Stone.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's more than it's more than a movie. So yeah.
So according to what I know that J.K. Rowling is your classically woke character, like, and not a character, like a person. Like, she does believe in like like a lot of the stuff that the left believes in, but not to the extreme points of like transgender stuff, right? So none of the characters will be transgender, for that matter. There will be like Harry Potter's probably gonna be some kind of like Latino or something like that, or Harry, Harry's parents or something like Hagrid's going to be the person of color, or Dumbledore is actually going to be legitimately gay, versus just hinted at. Um, but like being trans, like she's gonna be like hard stop, no, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, oh yeah, yeah, I forgot. We do have one shitty show, Velma.
Where literally half our subs came from.
Yeah.
Literally half of our subs came from the shorts.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You did a good job on that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've never seen the Harry Potter movies, but enjoyed Hogwarts Legacy game. I check out HBO show if it's not too woke. Yeah, true. Yeah, she's liberal but sane. Yeah, she could be like your classic liberal. Like she does believe in like all that equality. Like we shouldn't have, it's too many white people. Let's put some black people in there or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be fine. But it's it's her stuff. It's her baby.
It's her show. It's her show. It's
Yeah.
her flagship IP.
Yeah. Let's see. So according to the report from Bloomberg, Harry Potter's coming back to Hogwarts. Only a little over a decade after the release of the last Harry Potter movie, it seems that it's time to tell the boy wizard story once again. Harry Potter. HBO is closing on a deal to reboot J.K. Rowling's 7-book series as a new TV show, reports Lucas Shaw at Bloomberg. The series would adapt each of the series novels into a season of television, according to the report. And the seasons of TV will allow the series more space to dive into the wizarding world of the books, with less need to cut things out from the original movies, which began in 2001 with the release of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This plan is a part of HBO parent company Warner Brothers Discovery's attempt to reboot some of its biggest brands. This strategy kicked off a few months ago with the announcement of James Gunn's and Peter Safran's taking over DC Studios, and continued a few weeks ago with the word of rebooted Lord of the Rings films. See, that is going to be interesting, right? That will bring J.R.R. Tolkien's classic books back to the screen for the first time in 20 years. While the Harry Potter universe remains incredibly popular, including February's release of the extremely successful video game Hogwarts Legacy, its creator remains mired in controversy over her transphobic statements. While there's no words yet on how involved Rowling would be with the new series, Bloomberg's report says that the Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav and HBO CEO Casey Bloys had to convince the author to let the company produce new series, which would air on HBO and online. So here's the thing. I'm pretty sure she's going to say yes. And I'm pretty sure she says no trans people in my TV show, in my books. I think that's what's gonna happen. You can do everything else. And he's like, just take what you did with the movies and expand upon them, and get good people to play Harry, Hermione, and what's his name? Ronald Weasley. Right. But yeah. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think they're also in discussions of Hogwarts Legacy being its own thing, or is this what they planned in the end? Because what I have in my mind right now, it's like Harry Potter reboot and a Hogwarts Legacy show. I think those are two separate things. I think I could be wrong. Chet can correct me, but yeah. And I find it funny that in terms of the cast members who are with and against J.K. Rowling, the people who are against J.K. Rowling are the heroes like Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson. But the people who played Voldemort, Malfoy, are the ones who are siding with J.K. Rowling, which I find really funny. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm excited because I know that J.K. is not gonna, she is not gonna allow the woke stuff to permeate in these IPs. So that alone speaks volumes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is correct. I believe she's more of a traditional feminist. So the people who are like, they want equality, not equity, right? People who are like, I think women should have as much say as men, like just traditional. But it would be cool, in my opinion. I'm not sure if this is gonna happen. I don't think it will. Like if Lucius Malfoy is played by the person who played Draco Malfoy, because he's older now, right? And then Harry will be James Potter, like the dad. It would be pretty cool. But I don't know.
But I know Daniel Radcliffe's one who sided against what JK said, so I don't I don't think JK is
No,
gonna be
he's not.
casting him anymore.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, and same thing with Hermione. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Emma Watson is insufferable now. Yeah, yeah. She's the thing is that she almost got canceled, right? I believe she came out and says like she wants equality for women. Does that mean that we don't need it? We can't bash men for it? And all of a sudden, people came out like, "How dare you say all these things? I thought you're for women power and shit." So I guess he stopped saying any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah, this is true. The
yeah.
villain, the villains, Hagrid
The
and Luna.
irony, the irony in that, I just find it really funny.
Yeah. Right. Like Draco Malfoy's like, I stand with her. I believe her. You know,
Yeah,
Hagrid, like we talked about that, like how
yeah,
he's like, oh, I stand with
yeah.
J.K. Rowling. And then like
And
when he passed away, everyone's like, oh, I'm glad he's dead. And like, dude,
yeah,
that's
and
fucked up.
and yeah, I think it was Yellow Flash. I watched the video yesterday. It's like, if it wasn't for J.K. Rowling, you people literally wouldn't be living the posh life that you are right now. She literally is the one who built your careers, which is true, 100% true. They wouldn't be where they are right now if they didn't play their roles in Harry Potter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I would say the only people who would have been okay were the adults, the people who are like older, like Alan Rickman would have been fine. The person who played Hagrid would have been fine. Ray Fiennes would have been fine. The person who played Voldemort, Professor McGonagall would have been fine. But the thing is that if you think about it, like Professor McGonagall is her. That's I would say the person who played her. That's her biggest role. Same thing with Ray Fiennes. Like he's known for to play his probably biggest role is Voldemort. Same thing with Alan Rickman. His biggest role is probably a lot of people would say, oh, the guy who fell off Nakatomi Tower that's his biggest role. But a lot of the younger people was like, oh, that's Snape. That's Hagrid.
Yeah,
And yeah, without J.K. Rowling, Daniel Radcliffe and like all those people who
yeah,
have not known because that was their first movie, right? Like I'm not sure if it's true, but like I heard like when they heard that like Harry Potter was going to be casted and they found Daniel Radcliffe like according to what I heard like they accidentally found him. It wasn't like oh they were seeking out a person. They accidentally found him or something. I'm not sure that's true. Let's see. Are there any of those movies actors even doing anything now? Emma is basically Beauty and the Beast movie, and that was ages ago. I think wasn't there a movie with like Daniel Radcliffe where he has like hands for guns? It's called like Guns
yeah.
Akimbo or something.
Like Akimbo Commander, I think something like that.
Yeah, he's like this.
Yeah. And there's even it got to the point that there was rumors coming out that he was gonna be the next Wolverine because of
No,
that. Yeah,
no.
it's a funny rumor, but everyone probably knew it was just BS.
Yeah. I would say Rupert Grint. I believe he was in a movie recently with fuck. Was it like Bautista? Forgot he was in a movie recently. He was like a side character. A lot of them have like side character stuff, right? I think Emma Watson had this like Spring Break movie or something like that, and they're not doing anything anymore. Like
Yeah.
I know that the last thing that I saw Draco Malfoy in, I believe he was the dick that was in Planet of the Apes, like the reboot. Right? He was
Oh,
like the,
okay.
the asshole guy that like hosed down one of the monkeys and then they beat it and then they killed him. but but yeah, I I I I'm not saying I'm a big fan of Harry Potter, but like I do really like Harry Potter. So I hope this is good. I hope it's not shit. And it should be this will be a lot of money. This will be a lot because you're rebooting Harry Potter for a different generation, right?
And the best part is probably the woke people. They're not gonna shut up about it. So more
Oh
marketing
yeah,
for them, more free and effective marketing again.
yeah,
Probably even worse than Hogwarts Legacy because this will last much longer
yeah,
compared to Hogwarts Legacy.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Alan Rickman was great in Die Hard and Galaxy. Oh yeah, he was in Galaxy Quest. But yeah. Funny tidbit, chat. Speaking of Die Hard, for Grae already knows, and I say this from time to time, but I think Sailor Mercury. I think this is your first time here in the live stream. I used to I used to be a part of Fox, and the first time I was there, they had in 2018 they had a holiday party. The holiday party was at the Fox lot, and we started off in the Nakatomi Tower first. We went all the way up, all the way, like, it was like 24 stories up or some shit like that. We went all the way up because they had a new build, like a new office space. Went up there to grab some drinks and shit like that. And then we grabbed some drinks, took a shit ton of pictures, and they were like celebrating like the holiday season. And then afterwards, we went down to the studio lot, and there was like food everywhere. Holy shit, there was so much fucking food. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like, and here's the thing: when I went up to the tower, I have not seen Die Hard yet. so, so a lot of people was like, "Oh, Nakatomi, that's so cool," right? And then I'm like, all right, let's see what what what's so good about this movie. All right, Grae, did you watch Die Hard?
Yeah, I did. I believe the first one, but
Yeah.
I don't recall anymore. But yeah, I know it was a good movie. I know I had a fun time with it.
Now let's settle the debate once and for all. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I think so.
Would you consider it a Christmas movie?
Okay, wait. I don't recall the plot, but I know if it's a fun movie that qualifies as Christmas movie for me.
Oh, that
I mean,
what?
I mean,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, okay.
go ahead, go ahead. All right, so a lot of people say it is. In my original take before watching the movie, I was like, it's not. It's set in Christmas time, but it's not a Christmas movie. And then I watched the movie, and I'm like, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's
So
but for me, my standards for a Christmas movie, any fun movie, no woke ideologies, just a fun movie that qualifies as a Christmas movie. All right, for me, you don't
yeah,
have to highlight that it's Christmas, blah 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 stuff like that. But if it's a fun movie, that's good enough for me. It's like you celebrate Chris. We all celebrate Christmas in our own way.
yeah.
That you just put if you put in a fun movie, then it even adds more fun to it. That's how I
So
interpret.
so the movie was set during Christmas. I think it was like he got back from he was like in the airport and stuff like that, and then he was supposed to go meet his wife. I think during that time they were in the midst of getting a divorce. I forgot already. And it was during Christmas time, so he bought like a giant teddy bear or something like that, like a giant teddy bear for her. And it was during Christmas, and he came back on time, and then and then I'm just like, and the funny thing is, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why it's Christmas, but it's not Christmassy enough. And then one of the scenes where the elevator opens up, right? It's like now I have machine gun, ho ho ho, right? Like you see Alan Rickman reading it. I was like, okay, it's pretty Christmassy, and yeah, I would consider it a Christmas movie for sure. But yeah, because there are arguments online, people debating about that. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It has to be, Jingle All the Way is a Christmas movie. Like Home Alone is a Christmas movie. It's like this is not. This is about guns and and stuff like that. But yeah, I would consider it a Christmas movie. Let's see. Yeah, like Gremlins. People say it's a Christmas movie as well. I haven't watched Gremlins in such a long time. But let's see. So if it's not woke, it's a Christmas movie. So Mario Christmas movie. Yeah, so basically if it's good, so does a movie have to be released around Christmas time in order for it to be a Christmas movie though?
Mm.
Right?
Well, yeah. I know. I can't name ones at the top of my head. I know there's some movies that um the theme is Christmas, but they don't really come out on Christmas time. So yeah, can
Okay.
be.
Yeah. All right. Oh man. There's a lot we went over. And
Yeah.
there's a couple of serious topics. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make that into a segment because I know a lot of people are very, very
I,
sensitive about that.
yeah, I would make it a short if you want. I would make it a short if you want, if you really want. But yeah,
Mhm.
maybe the segments we can talk about the other articles.
Yeah. I think it'll probably be better. Let's see. No, just have Christmas settings or date in the movie. Okay. Yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Alec Baldwin said so. Alec Baldwin's finger said so. We're gonna get Alec Baldwin. But anyways, thank you guys. We're gonna call it there. Thank you guys, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you all the new faces. Thank you. for hanging out. But before we go, would you kindly smash that subscribe and like button and hit the notification? You'll know whenever we come out with segments or whenever we go live. We do typically go live on Saturdays. And before we go, Grae, do you have anything you want to shout out?
Yeah. So I if you want to follow my personal channels, I usually stream and talk about Japanese role playing games. But apart from that, yeah. Given the setup now, it's like I'm liking the fact that we're getting to upload one video a day. Given the current setup now, like Mandalorian review, my Gotham Knights review, then my Heavenly Delusion review. Which second episode I'm gonna make tonight, which should go live on Monday for me, Monday morning for me, but I think it's Sunday for you guys.
Mhm.
So it's probably gonna go this way until Mandalorian finishes because it only has 2 episodes left. Then so just stay tuned to here on Project Eggroll. We're churning out videos every day at least until before we actually meet on the last week of April.
Yeah.
Mandalorian ends right when we're right before the week we're gonna meet up along with Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah, Geeks and Gamers. Yeah, they're having the Geeks and Gamers and Friday Night Tights meetup in Vegas. So Grae and I will be attending that. We'll be meeting everyone. Of course, Jay is probably not going to be there because he said it's expensive, and even though he's a bazillionaire now with his book doing so well, he's like, I can't go. I'm too rich. I'm too rich to go. But all joking aside, you guys can follow me at on my Twitch, Mr. Phillip Chan, and I do have a YouTube video, YouTube channel. Sorry, Mr. Phillip Chan as well, but I don't post much there. That's more random stuff. But yeah, that Vegas meeting looks fun. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Looking for that. Jay Betrayal, true. I remember they asked I told on Tuesday nights, man, I told them I'm gonna be there.
I was
And then
watching.
Gray's and Jay's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be there. And everyone's like, what?
What?
You're not gonna go?
I was watching 2 at the time. It's like, oh, he's getting the hot seat, Jake.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys so much. We will be back next Saturday, same time. We're gonna go live at 7. I think that's a better time right now for Grae, is because he doesn't have daylight saving times over there. So if we do go live at 6, he goes live at 9, a little early for him. So we're gonna be going live at 7 instead. So the same time as I believe Flashcast starts. But thank you everyone who has hung around this long. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week. Look out for segments. Grae has been doing an amazing job doing his Gotham Knights and Mandalorian like VODs. Those have been really cool. And thank you so much for that, Grae. You've been doing a heck of a time. But thank you everyone again. I hope you guys have a fantastic day or night wherever you guys may be, and we'll catch you guys next time. See ya.
Yeah.